Good morning. It's the Big Mad Morning Show, 918-460-KMOD. You can also text BMMS and then what you want to say to 82945. Listen online, the website that rocks, KMOD.com. Past shows are available on iTunes. Search under BMMS. Listen with your cell phone with the iHeartRadio app, available from the App Store of your cell phone provider. More on that at iHeartRadio.com. And we're on Facebook, facebook.com/BMMS69. That's where you can hang out with us each and every day. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Corbin.
Good morning, Gimpy.
Well, good morning.
We got tickets to see the Eagles. They're going to be here with Steely Dan on February 13th at the BOK Center. Tickets on sale Friday morning at 10 a.m. We'll see what Lindsay wants to talk about. And today is the culmination of our top 5 songs for Cancer Sucks Battle of the Bands. Got a great amount of submissions this year. And we are going to play the top 5 from our Battle of the Bands contest. That Cancer Sucks concert is coming up on November 25th at the Cain's Ballroom with Hinder. So the top 2 bands will play with Hinder. And our 28-hour toy drive is not far off. Bring a new unwrapped toy to Dave & Buster's starting November 29th at 6 a.m. And we'll go till 10 a.m. on the 30th. A new unwrapped toy, all to help the Marines and their Toys for Tots so they can have a good holiday season from U.S. Cellular and 97.5 KMOD. I was all prepared to talk about something else, and then something I just feel like so hilarious happened that we've got to talk about this instead. And maybe some of you have seen it. Maybe some of you haven't. If you watch the news, I don't know how you missed this because it is chef's kiss, just good stuff. Our own state senator tried to challenge somebody to a fight in a Senate hearing on Congress.
Fight me, bro.
Yes, that is exactly what happened. If you have not heard the audio, I have the audio.
Pretends like he's self-made. What a clown. Fraud. Always has been, always will be. Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy.
Cowboy.
So that is Senator Mark Wayne Mullen reading tweets, X's, whatever they're called, from Sean O'Brien, the Teamsters president.
Okay.
After a confrontation they had in March in this same location. And so Mark Wayne Mullen is reading these tweets back to him, and you'll hear why.
Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be 2 consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big guy.
Oh, stop it.
Is that your solution?
Hold it. No, sit down. Sit down.
Okay.
You know, you're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Activate.
Oh, okay.
Is that Bernie
Sit down,
Sanders?
please.
All right.
Can I respond?
Hold it. If
Hold
we
on.
can, no,
This is
I have
what
the
he
mic.
said.
I'm sorry.
This is
hold
what
it.
he said.
You'll have your time.
Okay.
Can I respond?
Oh, no, you can't. This is a hearing.
Right. What are they doing? Yes, it is Bernie Sanders.
Look.
He's the head of that committee.
Okay. I
That's
was just
hearing
like,
that.
where did Bernie come from? Hold on. No. Wait. You're doing it all wrong.
It makes for a great SNL skit.
Oh,
doesn't it?
really?
I mean, come
It's
on.
going to be. And so, in a big surprise, Mark Wayne Mullen then went on TV and went with this whole, well, when you're from Oklahoma and someone calls you out, you call them on it.
Right.
Sure. I'm under the impression if you're a follower of Jesus, that you get away from those moments. You don't run to them.
Uh-huh.
Right.
I could be wrong. He is a former MMA fighter. He did have a brief MMA career.
Mark Wayne Mullen did.
He did.
Okay.
His wife does it.
Okay.
They're a big family of wrestlers. But that was that was a long time ago.
Right.
Right. And I'm not saying he's not fit. I'm not saying he couldn't do it. I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm not saying any of those things.
Are you challenging Mark Wayne?
Absolutely not. That's the silliest thing ever. To what? I'll challenge him to a thumb wrestle.
Yeah.
Right.
I will gladly thumb wrestle him.
Mark Wayne Mullen, 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war.
But I like that you yeah. What's the difference between that and what he did?
Challenging him to a thumb war, or you challenging him to a thumb war compared to what he's doing right now?
No, if he were to go, hey, I challenge you to a thumb war over these words, we'd be like, this is ridiculous.
Yes.
Yes.
Why
yes,
is
absolutely.
what he did people think cooler? Or maybe they don't. I don't know.
Yeah. Because thumb wars seem so childish, I guess one could say.
And fighting doesn't?
Right. Real men.
Children do that.
No, that's how real men settle their arguments, Corbin.
Okay, so it's funny you say that because I went down a rabbit hole to see how many times this has occurred in the modern era on the floor.
Okay. Between these two or just in general?
In general,
Okay, fine.
Now it's at the state level and the local level, it happens frequently.
Right.
And when I say frequently in the last 40 years, it's happened a couple handfuls of times.
Right.
Okay.
People want to go to fisticuffs over whatever.
Yeah. But at the state or local level, you don't look at your city councilman as a statesman.
No.
Right? As somebody, though they are representing people, it's usually not so esteemed.
Right.
Right. It's low level local politics.
Yeah.
Below everybody, like compared to congressmen, House representatives, stuff like that, senators and stuff like that.
Yeah.
At lower level, look at you.
And so there was an incident this year when they were trying to out McCarthy as speaker or something, that a guy lunged at Matt Gaetz and he had to be physically restrained on the House floor. But before that, there was like a guy in 1985, there was kind of like an altercation of pushing and shoving. Many incidents outside of the halls. Right. In the parking lot, if you will. But then beyond that, it had been since like the 1900s.
Right. Early in.
When dueling
Yeah.
was a thing. When I would take you out in the street and shoot you.
Yeah.
Or we'd have a, take 20 paces and turn thing. And if some of you would like to resort to that, I think if you believe that type of mentality, like I wish we'd go back to the old days, then get rid of your air conditioning and your indoor plumbing and all those things that go along with that.
Right.
But I have this theory on this incident, and that is he never meant to do anything.
Mark Wayne Mullen did? Never meant to do anything? Why do you say that? What do you mean?
Because Bernie Sanders saying stop was enough for you to stop. If you're going to make the onus of like, hey, when I get called out, it's time. And then you take Bernie in his homemade mittens, who's once again asking you to sit down to stop you. It is equal to taking off your shirt, showing your wife beater and going,
well, okay.
Like,
think of it
come
like
at
this.
me, bro.
Right.
Think of it like this. When you and your brother are younger and fighting or whatever, and mom or dad's like, hey, you two settle down over there. That's kind of how I
love
see
how you're
it.
Referencing children, but keep going.
Yeah. Bernie Sanders is the elder in this group, obviously. But he's like the mom or dad. And he's like, hey, you two need to settle down over there. And so Mark Wayne Mullins is like, yes, Daddy Bernie.
Except he made a statement post that when you get called, when I'm from Oklahoma, and when you're from Oklahoma, you get called out unless your mammy says to sit down. That's not what he said.
Right. No. He just knows that, us Oklahomans, we got to respect our elders. And when your elder says something, you do it.
He should have been saying, catch me outside. How about that?
Right. How about that?
And also, I find it ironic that this is the first time he had a chance to deal with this guy this way.
Yeah.
Right.
He needed a platform. He needed
it. Feels very grandstanding.
Absolutely.
It feels all for optics. All to make it look like I'm tough on people.
Right.
Is this why they don't put term limits on them when they're in office? Because
Fighting?
because of the younger ones do stuff like this. They showboat and make scenes like that.
Oh, they
The
all
old-
showboat.
Well, yeah, but the old timers like Bernie, they won't do that because if they get into a fight, they're afraid they might break a hip or something.
No, they just stand there and space off into the camera.
Right.
And
It's
stuff.
a stare down.
And then when someone says their name, they look at him like, who's this stranger standing next to me?
Yeah.
Huh? Who am I? What am I doing here?
Is it
Yeah.
time for pudding?
Yeah.
It is some of the most amazing audio. And then there's like this whole other bit of audio that it came out where a guy said that McCarthy elbowed him in the kidney
Mm,
in like the halls underneath
mm.
on their way to a thing. And it's like, what are we talking about? Like the 1900s,
Yeah.
multiple instances in the 1900s where this was a thing.
Maybe that's how we should start passing our laws and bills, because they can't ever come to an agreement anyway. So we'll just put them in the fight. The Republican and the Democrat and whoever comes out on top, that's the winner, whether you get it passed or not.
I mean, typically when people don't really have an argument, they throw hands. So
Right, exactly.
to try and get their point across.
Mm. So now we'll just duke it out and we'll let the winner come out on top, and if it's you and you wanted it passed, good for you. If you lose and your bill doesn't get passed, sorry, that's just the way that it is.
It's pretty funny because in the video, the Teamsters president, a bunch of Teamsters guys are sitting behind him, and they all start laughing. What appears to be they're laughing at Mark Wayne Mullen when he says, stand your butt up.
Mhm. You stand your butt up.
Yeah, which is a really funny line. It takes it from a threatening level to like, what are we talking? Like, stand your butt up. No, you stand your butt up.
Right. No, you hit me first. I'm not going to do it. You hit me first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Uh,
But it's some great audio, man.
children.
You can even hear them laughing in the background when Bernie is like, sit down.
Shut up, Bern.
What
Let
are we
'em fight it
doing?
out.
This is not good. I don't know why I'm sounding like that. That's not a Bernie. I can't do a Bernie, I guess.
Close enough.
You do a better Bernie than I do. It's
What
like,
are you guys doing over there? Sit down, children.
what's with all this chutzpah?
Children. You're going to give your mama a heart attack. Oy vey.
Yeah. And the funniest part about all of that is when they do those hearings, they have parliamentary procedure that happens. And so like, pound the gavel. Can I respond? No, you may not. Like, it's this weird, like, oh, suddenly we're back to decorum.
Well, yeah.
Wheels are completely off. And you're like, order.
It's tense in there, man. And they got to blow off steam somehow. So they let each other tussle it up a little bit. And then it's, all right, back at it. Let's get back to work.
Keep in mind, this was in March. So April, May, June, July, August, September, October. This bro went 7 months like, I can't wait to get him in that seat again.
Yeah.
Never called him. Was like, hey, man, what was all that about?
Right. No. You just wait till I see him in the hall next time. That's
Not
it.
diplomacy,
All right.
right? Not trying to hand it in an adult manner. It was like he made some of those rings and tore one off for each month as he got close. 7 months.
Right.
Yeah.
7 months. Printed off the tweets, put them in a file.
Yeah.
It was like, I can't wait for that meeting in 7 months.
Yeah.
Probably kept
In
them up
6
at
months. In 5 months. In 4 months. In 3 months. What were you doing in March?
I have no clue.
What was your big concern in March?
No idea.
Gimpy.
A big concern in March? Didn't have it. Trying to make it to the next day, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure like probably when there was some construction happening at my house.
Mm. But
like,
nothing to
ugh.
sit and stew on for 7 months. Good Lord.
I can't get over the ridiculousness of it.
Dear diary.
Right.
I cannot wait.
Tulsa's morning show.
Man,
No,
I
sorry.
was in the middle of something.
Sorry.
No, you want to go and cut my joke off. It's fine.
Stand your butt up.
You stand your butt up.
No.
hey, children. Let's just go to commercial break.
Can we ever have a meal without fighting in this house? All right, we got to take a break, clearly. So, yeah, we got tickets to the Eagles. We're going to see what Lindsay wants to talk about. We got a top 5 song. Did you want to finish your thing, Gimpy?
No, man, it's done and past. Let's just stand your butt up and let's go.
God damn it.
Coming right back. The Big Man Morning Show. Tulsa's Rock Station. 97.5 KMOD.
Penguin. I'm down for some penguin.
Oh, yeah. Some fricassee penguin.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it getting, it's cold. It's right there on the ice.
Right.
Who doesn't? Some good penguin. Yum. I'm going to name some dishes. You give me a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being awesome
Okay.
and 0 being pass.
Okay.
Okay? Lindsay, you're in on this too.
Okay.
10 being
Let's
awesome,
start
0
let's
being
start
nothing.
basic,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Spaghetti.
Oh, no.
Lindsay?
Oh, 10.
Okay. Gimpy.
3.
Okay. Fettuccine Alfredo. You can
10.
You can say 10.
Could I say 11?
Gimpy?
Oh.
What kind? Is it seafood or is it chicken?
This is just the cheese. This is
Just
no
the
chicken,
sauce
no
and noodles?
Yeah.
0.
Okay. Manicotti. So manicotti, for those who don't know, it's a ricotta. Mostly the time it's a ricotta-based filled noodle.
Big ol' honking noodle too.
It's a 6 for me.
Okay.
That's a 0 for me, dog.
Okay. Stuffed shells.
6.
Okay. Gimpy.
2.
Wow.
If that. I'm struggling for a 2, bro.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
Lasagna.
3.
Wow. Gimpy.
Who's making it?
Whoever your favorites is.
It's even my mom's lasagna. That would like rank like a 2 or 3 for me, and that's because it's mom's. So lasagna, just in general,
Yeah.
that's a 1.
Chicken Parmesan. Chicken Parmigiana.
9.
Never had it.
What?
Crazy.
It feels crazy.
Yeah. So that's going to be a 0 for me, dog.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Chicken. Oh my gosh.
Is it the eggplant and the?
Nope.
That one's good too.
That's different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
All right. Chicken piccata. Chicken piccata is the lemon chicken. I know. It's lemon.
Yeah, 7.
That's 0.
Oh my God.
Like we went to that fancy Italian place for the boss what was that last week, his lunch or whatever. And I'm looking at the menu, I was like,
Mondo's great Italian restaurant.
Mondo's, I respect them and what they do. It's just Italian is not for me. I'm like, I don't know what to get. Everything on the menu had either mushrooms or lemon on it. And I was just like, what's this stuff with the shrimp? Sounds good. I'll eat the shrimp over the noodles, which is exactly what I did.
I mean, I wanted to see. All right, so let's just go with a couple things here because I'm trying to find fried mozzarella.
I mean, that's just deep
10.
fried cheese. But even then, I want to give it like a 4.
Calamari.
10.
Calamari. I'll go ahead and give that like maybe a 6 or something because I've had calamari at other places that's not Italian food.
Bruschetta or bruschetta.
10.
Was that the fancy bread?
It's most of the time it's toasted little pieces of bread with tomatoes and olive oil and balsamic and basil and
Yes,
stuff.
the extremely stale bread that you chip a tooth on every time you eat it. That's a 0.
Let's see. It's spaghetti and meatball ravioli.
Lindsay?
6.
Only if it's Chef Boyardee. Which actually his name was Chef Boyardee, but we had to Americanize
Yeah. Give me your rating, Mr. Wikipedia.
1,
Tortellini,
4.
2.
peppers and onions.
That's it. Like no sausage to put them on,
It's
or
sausage,
anything?
peppers, and onions. It's typically
But like a
4.
bun, Mhm. I mean, I guess with the sausage, peppers, and onions, I give it like a 3, 4, maybe even.
fettuccine carbonara,
What's the carbonara part?
bacon.
Oh,
That's a 5.
What?
1.
Eggplant Parmigiana.
Yeah, that's 8.
That's a big 0 for me, homie.
Meatball sub.
Oh, God.
5.
This is getting worse and worse the further we go down. 0, man. That stuff is too messy. It doesn't eat well. You have to have a fork to eat a sandwich. I think that's retarded.
Oh, I liked it. Gnocchi.
What? Huh? Oh, okay. I've had that come in like a HelloFresh or something like that once. And I was like, what is this? What is this garbage?
Oh, you didn't enjoy it?
Lindsay.
5.
0.
Oh my gosh.
I know it sounds crazy, but like when it comes to like the Big 10 of restaurants and foods and stuff, Italian's at the bottom of that list for me, man.
Somebody texted in and said, you think Zio's is delicious? You got to try Luigi's and Skytook. So authentic. I think it's run by the actual Italian mob. I've had Luigi's and Skytook. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. I like, it's not like I go to Zio's and I order one of everything.
Right.
I worked there after college, and their 5 cheese pasta, adding chicken to it, was so good.
Yeah.
Their spinach artichoke dip, which isn't Italian, whatever, but it was so good.
Mm-hmm. I just like the brown paper on the tables that give you crayons.
The cannoli, yeah, I know how to write my name upside down. Cannoli, with the Alfredo and the chicken stuff, so good there.
I'll give you that. I'll give you the Italian dish, the cannoli. That's delicious just because it's cheese and powdered sugar.
No. That's the dessert.
I know.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
That's the only Italian food that I really, 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 really like is a good old cannoli.
We haven't gotten to the real one. Pizza.
I've said it before, and you all thought I was crazy.
1 to 10.
1 to 10, a pizza. That's going to be a 3 for me. So low on the scale, man.
Lindsay.
10.
Yeah.
Always.
Pretty much all those except peppers and onions that we've mentioned are about anywhere between an 8 and a 10 for me.
Really?
See, I love peppers and onions. I don't love the heartburn, but man, it's almost worth the heartburn for me.
A good bolognese pasta.
Well, Italian food. They are the Beatles for me.
A nice short
food.
A short rib braised ragu.
Ragu, the sauce in a jar.
So it's just no. So good. I'm telling you, man, Italian food.
Mm-hmm.
Man who killed Kevin Bacon charged with first-degree murder.
You mean 5th degree?
6th degree?
6th degree?
Yeah. So this happened in Michigan. A judge has decided that Mark Latunsky will face a charge of first-degree murder after a degree hearing. The murder degree hearing for Mark Latunsky continued for a second day. This happened last Wednesday. He admitted to killing and mutilating Kevin Bacon, who is 25 years old. In court, he accepted a plea into open murder. The hearing was for the judge to determine if Mark will be sentenced for a charge of first degree or second degree murder, and the judge decided on the former. Back in 2019, Kevin Bacon, his body was found in Latunsky's home. He and Kevin Bacon met on a dating app, according to investigators. Kevin's body was hung upside down with a slit throat, according to police. Investigators also say that the man's testicles were removed and eaten.
This is a thing. How many stories have we read about castrations?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At least a small handful that I can think of. I didn't even mean to do that.
I know you didn't. I could tell just by the way you delivered it. Yeah. It feels like we've read, it happened here in Oklahoma.
Yeah. Some guy come down to meet 2 other guys, and they end up cutting his balls off or something like that.
Yeah.
Is it for fun, or are they, trying to prove a point? I don't get, because me personally, I would never chop my balls off for fun.
No.
Is it a Musa muffin thing? Like you go for a little BDSM, just like tightening, and then there's some menacing people out there? Good morning. It's the Big Mad Morning Show, 918-460-KMOD. You can also text BMMS and then what you want to say to 82945. News Quickies are stories you may have missed in the news, and we put the link on our Facebook page if you want more. Facebook.com/BMMS69.
It's time for News Quickies, world news, local news, and news that just makes you say, what the Now here's Corbin, Gimpy, and Lindsay with what's going on. News Quickies from the Big Man Morning Show at 97.5 KMOD.
Florida man arrested for being underwear-bearing bandit. This happened in Golden Gate, Florida, where a man named Lewis said it was a frightening experience. He woke up around 3 a.m. on Sunday to the sound of a rattling doorknob. He said it sounded like someone was trying to open the door because they didn't have a key. He thought it was his wife. He said he was more than slightly surprised when his wife wasn't at the door. He said he thought it was a zombie.
What?
He said, I don't know if the man was drinking or on drugs, but he was acting like a zombie. That's where Lewis found Victor Garcia from Lehigh Acres in nothing but his undies, socks, and sneakers. He said, when I opened the door, he looked at me, and then I ran back inside. He said he ran back inside because he didn't believe what he was seeing. I really thought it was a joke or something because this has never happened before. He explained that it became scary very quickly. It was just he and his young daughter at home. He went around, he saw the guy go around the back of his house and was trying to open up all of his doors. The underwear and sneaker-clad man even tried to get inside Lewis's neighbor's home and managed to get into his car. He said, we always leave the car doors open because we really do feel it's a really safe neighborhood, but we won't be doing that anymore.
Say that line again.
He said they always leave their car doors open.
What an idiot. You deserve to get your car
know.
stolen.
Absolutely. He said he's grateful for the police for getting to his home so quickly. Victor was arrested that morning, but has since bonded out of jail.
Yeah, drugs.
Of
Definitely.
Course. Yeah.
Now,
I
if you
drank
watch
something.
the video, the guy's pretty skinny. I don't know how skinny Lewis is, but
He
I
looks
would have
like
thought
a normal guy. Look what's
yeah,
dad.
bigger than Victor. If I would have seen him, you probably just would have popped him in the face and knocked him out cold and waited for the police to get there.
Do you think that's like an automatic thing? Like when your hand connects with someone's face, like they just knock out?
I mean, maybe if he was drunk or on drugs, he probably could have. If he was in zombie form,
If he's on drugs,
There's
there's a chance you probably won't knock him out.
Right.
maybe. But if he was in zombie form, I'm saying.
Listen, Mark Wayne Mullen, you
Yeah.
want to avoid confrontation. Getting in an altercation with somebody who's acting neurotic will not play out well.
No, because you don't know what they're going to do.
Or what they're on.
Right, exactly. What if they're on like angel dust, PCP or something, where they feel nothing and they're, practically invincible? There's been videos out there of people on high on PCP getting shot by the cops.
That's true. And keep going.
And keep on going. Exactly.
Yeah. I picture zombie. I picture slow moving, like Walking Dead.
Then you haven't
type.
seen World War Z.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't remember in any of the zombie movies them able to open up doors like just by turning the knob.
Right.
Usually they just bump into it until it falls down.
And bang. Yeah.
Bank cuts off woman's benefits after declaring her dead twice. This happens to a woman named Michelle McKinney. She got a call from her bank, Bank of America, saying that they were cutting off her Social Security benefits for her son because somebody had called them up and said that she was dead.
Then how did they get a hold of her?
That's the fun part. So they call her up to let her know, hey, somebody called us to let us know you're dead. So we're going to cut off your benefits. And she's like, well, did they provide any documentation to prove that I was dead? And the bank said, no, not really. Anyhow, so they got that fixed. Her account was frozen and her Social Security was returned back to the bank. All was well until it happened again the next month. Same thing all over again. So she calls and she complains. She's like, this is a bunch of BS. I'm still alive. Come on, help me out. Well, the bank was like, listen, you're going to have another adult come and start receiving these benefits for your son because you're, quote, unstable. That's what the bank says. That's what she says the bank says. Anyhow, so after this big whole rigmarole, the bank and the Social Security Administration promised her an escalated investigation. She says the bank said that they'd refund her money that they took out of her account pending the investigation.
Right. And that means if they find out that something bad on her side, she's going to have to give all that money back. I don't know. Does Bank of America handle Social Security Administration benefits? I know for my mom, they just get deposited. Like we only talk to the Social Security Administration. We never talk to a bank.
Right. I guess if you're going through it, you start at the bank going like, what the hell's going on here? And it's like, well, Social Security said that you're dead, so we have to go off of that information. So then they get a hold of Social Security, and then they're like, yeah, well, I promise you, we'll get to it as quick as we can.
It feels like a pretty fast remedy if I stand in front of you and tell you I'm not dead.
You would think that, but you got to prove to them that you are who you say you are. So you'd have to provide, a driver's license, a birth certificate, all that information. And for them to maybe be like, all right, okay, but how do we know this is really you? Because people forge documents all the time.
And we're only getting one side of the story. Because I also saw where it said that they think she's unstable.
Right.
And if she is unstable and bipolar,
she may not.
Her altered personality may have called.
Mm-hmm. Rebecca was like, Sheila's dead, or excuse me, Michelle's dead.
Right.
Okay.
And if you don't have the self-awareness to know that you have this problem going on.
Yeah.
You may be like, I never did that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whew.
Yeah.
And this is always a really good argument if someone says you're unstable. No, I'm not.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not crazy.
Stand your butt up.
Children.
It's going to get used a lot today, so buckle in. Woman has to pay restitution to American Airlines. A Hawaii woman has to pay nearly $39,000 in restitution for interfering with an American Airlines flight last year. We do numerous stories. We just had one the other day where a Grammy-winning gospel singer took it upon herself to sing on a flight.
Oh, God, right.
And they were like, hey, pipe down. And she was like, I'm just doing what God wants me to. And made a giant scene.
Yeah.
To the point where, like, she's now saying it's not fair and all these things. Listen, I don't care if you're a Grammy-winning singer. I don't want to hear you sing on a plane. I just don't.
She made it a point to let them know.
Oh, yeah.
I got my first Grammy today, guys. Thank you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, geez, woman.
So anyway, like, it's a very common thing where people make a big deal, make a big fuss on flights. Anyway, prosecutors say Kayla, you will hear me, Ferris, threatened and swore at the crew and passengers on a flight from Phoenix Sky Harbor International to Honolulu. The captain had to turn the plane back to Phoenix because the flight crew were unable to continue their duties, and several flights had to be rerouted as a result of the incident. Ferris was sentenced to time served of more than 3 months and isn't allowed to fly commercially without approval while under supervised release for 3 years.
Wow.
I'm for this.
Mm-hmm.
If you stand up and trying to be a baddie, then this should be a punishment for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
$39,000. Oi, prison? Oh, maybe not the prison part.
Yeah.
But a fine? Maybe not. But you definitely shouldn't be allowed to fly commercial without a fly buddy.
Absolutely.
With a tag around your neck that says I'm a problem.
Maybe paying the fines, $39,000 and jail time could potentially curb some of that from happening, other people doing that same thing.
Yes, if you're a low peasant on the tree.
I guess, yeah.
If you're a millionaire, something like that, you're going to be like, I pay it.
Right.
We see that constantly. Mm-hmm. So why not make it where you can't fly commercial?
Right.
That's what hits people in the britches.
Yeah.
That's what you want to stop drunk driving. You lose your license. That's it.
Right after your first Dewey, not your.
People will be like, I don't want to lose my license.
Exactly. But I think, too, people will just drive without a license.
That's fine.
True. Yeah.
That's a different charge.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, if you can't fly commercially, meaning you're going to have to find a private flight somewhere, and that stuff's not cheap.
Right.
So
your choices have caused further expense for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And just the number of times we've read stories like this and we've never heard of a punishment like this. All these stories are on our Facebook page at facebook.com/BMMS69.
The big man.
The attachments that are with it.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean? Like the dimpling and bumps and all that other stuff.
Usually dimpling and bumps is not something you want to mess with, right?
Right.
You need to go see a doctor and get those bumps removed.
Some of you may have grandparents that they have like special china in some case in the dining room that's white with blue patterns on it.
Yeah.
The blue willow china.
Sure. This is a butt plug that looks like that.
Oh my goodness.
Honey, it's special anniversary night. Break out the fine china.
Yeah.
Another one, the penguin.
Uh-oh.
And it looks like a penguin whistling. And the part that would be the mouth of the penguin would apparently be where the magic happens for ladies.
The Satisfy Your Penguin. Oh, hey, look at that. A little bow tie and everything.
The Nerd Climax Dragon Finger.
Oh, wow.
This is a sex toy that goes on your finger, and it is the shape or has the look of a like a dragon's claw. Hey,
so
listen, lid for every pot, whatever you got.
What?
When we were in school, we had a thing. There were like these rubber balls with handles, and you would jump on them, right? And you would have races with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is that, except it is for the ladies.
That's so weird.
It's a Swiss ball dildo. This is Gimpy has shown me the one he has before, which I ran, and this is the accommodator.
The accommodator.
You know,
huh?
if you're familiar with that chin strap.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do. And then probably the mildest one on this list would be the Clone a Willy dildo kit.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those before.
Pretty mild.
Yeah. Thought about using it, you know.
I don't know how it would work.
What do you mean?
So have you ever seen like in Hobby Lobby, they have those plaster Paris where you make the plaster Paris of like you holding your baby's
absolutely.
hand or like you put your kid's foot in it.
Yeah, I did that in art class with my little hand. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That would be this, except it comes in a tube, and the idea is you do what you have to do, and then you do the mold, and then it sets, and then I don't hair.
Yeah.
Two, any sort of deviation from what's happening in a sexual moment for me, it's over.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So your dildo would come out all weird and deformed, pretty much, basically.
Or smaller than the representation.
Well, what am I going to do with this thing, huh?
And do you tell people it didn't work? Like, I couldn't do it.
That's why you read the reviews first, right?
And I don't know anybody that's done it. So I can't, I know they sell them.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sure someone's going to be like, oh, yeah, it was great.
I'll get one over the weekend, put one together, bring it in for you Monday.
You don't have to bring it in. You can just give me the verbal review.
Drunk Florida man kicked out of bar, returns and attacks bar owner with belt. This happened last weekend in West Palm Beach. A 37-year-old man kicked out of the bar for being too intoxicated, but quickly returned wielding a firearm, according to an affidavit. Fabio Lano Sanchez, arrested by Palm Beach Sheriff's Office. According to records, he was released on last Wednesday with a $60,000 bond amount. He arrived to the area on July 23rd around 2 a.m. The owner of the bar said that he shows up. He was a little drunk. Then he got too drunk and he started harassing customers. So they asked the man to leave. He left to his car, but came back with a firearm. He pointed it directly at the bar owner and said, "I will shoot you." And then he threatened to shoot the bar's security. Well, then Sanchez decided, I'm going to just take off my belt, and started swinging it at the bar owner. He hit him multiple times. A security guard began fighting with the suspect. And the bar owner began fearing for his life. He told deputies that that's when he called 911. And they showed up, arrested him, said he was going to kill everybody. The owner had an injury on his finger from the belt. The guy himself did not have any injuries. The suspect had some scrapes and bruises on his face in his mugshot, though.
That's a very underrated weapon.
Absolutely,
A belt is, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you could do some damage with a belt. Trust me, I know. But to use it in like a street fight is not something you see every day. You hear about guns, knives, crowbars, baseball bats. I appreciate this guy for whipping out his belt.
Yeah, if you're good, like that whole towel whip, that people,
Yeah.
if you can do that with a belt,
You could whip the S out of
Yeah,
somebody. And you don't even have
especially
to
if it's
towel
leather.
whip them with it. You could whip them like a slave.
uh-huh.
Crap. You know, right across the face. That's going to
Get the
hurt.
buckle.
Oh, yeah. Well, the buckle's good for handle.
Oh, that's true.
I guess I think of the scene from Indiana Jones
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
when Jones is in the street and the guy has the sword and he goes,
He's all over here.
and he just pulls out his gun and shoots him.
Right.
So
Well, everybody knows you don't bring a belt to a gunfight. However,
apparently you do.
the owner didn't have a gun.
One of them had a gun, right?
Yeah,
The
he did.
bad
He
guy had a gun, but he
Yeah.
decided not to use the gun. I'm going to go a little bit lighter. I'm going to take my belt off and whoop him like a step kid. Quote unquote Christian woman arrested at a splash park. This happens in Ohio, where cops were called out to the Cedar Point Shores Water Park there in Sandusky. All right. They say that a woman that describes herself as a Christian and a grandmother was arrested because witnesses told her that she called a child a brat, a fat ass, and then pushed him off a floating toy.
I mean, brat,
Right.
fat ass.
And then pushes his tubby ass off the floating toy. Get out of here, fatso. Yeah. So they show up to this water park because this elderly woman, she's 67, and she's picking on this kid. They talked to the mother. Her name's Jennifer. She told them what was going on. And she fingered the 67-year-old woman. She's over there. The cops go over there and they talk to her. They're like, what's your name? And she says, I am Jennifer Lee Miller. And then she gives them an address, a date of birth, phone number, all the information they're looking for. And she admitted to calling the kid a brat, but she denied swearing at the child and says that she never touched him at all. She says that she's a good Christian woman and a grandmother and would never do such a thing. Anyhow, other witnesses contradicted what Jennifer had to say. And that's when the cops are like, listen, Miss Miller, if we have to come out here again, we're going to arrest you for disorderly conduct. And that's when Jennifer's like, okay, fine, whatever. So the cop leaves. And then I guess something clicked in the cop's brain like, something didn't seem right about this whole situation. So he goes back to the water park. And I guess Jennifer, Ms. Miller, the 67-year-old lady that called the boy a fat ass and a brat and pushed him off the float, she gave him a fake name, a fake address, and a fake phone number. Right. That just went to busy. I guess the cop tried to call the phone number and it's all ding, 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 ding. Sorry, you're busy. Anyhow, so they go back and talk to her about it. And she said that she didn't have an ID and that she felt she was being harassed by the police. She eventually admitted her name was Janet Nail, and they took her in for obstruction.
I love when people use whatever thing to validate their behavior or to invalidate their behavior. Like, I would never do that. I'm a teacher.
Right.
I would never do that. I'm a woman.
Right.
I would never do that. I'm a family man. I would never do that. I'm a veteran. I would never do that. I'm a Christian. Like, settle.
People are people, man. People
Yes.
do crazy, stupid things.
Those behaviors or those traits hardly make you incapable of doing bad stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You can still be a good Christian person and be a douchebag.
Yes.
Texas woman attacked by snake and a hawk. There's this gal. She lives just outside of Beaumont. Her name's Peggy Jones. And Peggy's out there mowing her lawn last week on her rider, just minding her own business. And out of nowhere, the snake falls from the sky, lands on her, and then wraps itself around her arm, right?
Ooh.
So here's Peggy mowing her lawn on a hot Texas day with the snake around her arm. She's flailing it all over the place, trying to shake the snake off of her arm. Like, okay, that sucks. But then out of nowhere comes this hawk and swoops down on her and starts attacking the snake, trying to get the snake, right? So she says the snake swooped down on her like 4 times. Eventually, it ran off with the snake. It got the snake off of her arm and then flew off with its dinner. There, she said there was blood everywhere. She thought that she had been bitten. Her husband heard the commotion, comes out. Peggy, what the hell's going on? She told him what happened. He takes her to the ER. They treat her for the scratches and the bruises. Come to find out she wasn't bitten, but she did get close because she found some venom on the lens of her glasses.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But nonetheless, Peggy's fine. Peggy's fine. She was treated. She went back to the house, and she considers herself to be the luckiest person alive to have survived such an attack. Not the first time Peggy was bitten by a venomous snake, though. She says she was bitten a few years back as well.
But I bet it's the last time she mows the lawn instead of her husband doing it.
Or she doesn't have a husband because he
Right.
died suddenly.
The Bills have parted ways with offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey. Buffalo announced Dorsey's firing on Tuesday after the team's disappointing loss to the Denver Broncos on Monday Night Football.
Humiliating defeat.
Dorsey took over as the Bills' OC in 2022 after Brian Daboll was hired as the head coach of the New York Giants. Buffalo announced quarterbacks coach Joe Brady will serve as the interim offensive coordinator. The Bills haven't scored more than 25 points since week 4.
I mean, you can fire him all you want, but that doesn't fix Josh Allen and 14 turnovers this season.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it won't change maybe a new guy will come in and change the mentality, but to do that mid-season,
Yeah, they might as well just ride this donkey out and then start fresh again next
or try
year.
to give Ken Dorsey a chance to fit. Maybe they did. I don't know, but that to me, this is just an optics thing. Like, he's just the fall guy. If for those that don't know who Ken Dorsey is, and if you're a partial football fan, you might remember this. He was in the press box and he threw a fit and slammed the tablet on, and the little lipstick cam was in the corner.
Yes.
And he threw a fit and slammed down his tablet a bunch of times, the papers, whenever it was became a meme. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's Ken Dorsey.
Yeah. Is it any different from when Tom Brady used to do it? I mean, the tablet thing?
Well, yes,
used to
because
break
he was a
tablets all the time.
player.
Yeah.
He was a player. This is a coach, and he's up in the press box. We normally don't get to see those type of fits. So
Sure.
it's not uncommon for a player who's exerting the energy and all these things to come back frustrated.
Mm-hmm. And that's your Balls to the Wall Sports. I'm Lindsay on 97.5 KMOD.
Balls to the Wall Sports is powered by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Great.
Began throwing punches, pulling hair, and even tossing a woman into the water as bystanders then start shouting. And then there's a third video that shows even more people, both men and women, joining the fight. One man takes a folding chair, whacks a man, and then he whacks a woman with it, and part of the pontoon boaters over the head with it before officers grab him and cuff him. Officers also cuffed several of the pontoon boaters. The fight appeared to develop along racial lines, as the boaters were white, while the dock worker and the others fighting against the boaters were black. And the police department said, as our police department investigates these intolerable actions, we should not become desensitized to violence of any kind in our community. Those who choose violence will be held accountable by our criminal justice system.
I mean, you can easily jump to the one subject was black, the others were white,
Right.
and make that I don't know if they were like, he's black, how dare him talk to us.
Right.
I don't know if that's what happened. It definitely is possible,
Right.
but it's one of these cases of drinking and boating, and you
Exactly.
think the rules don't apply to you.
Yep.
There are no rules on the lake, bro. There's that video going around TikTok, like anything goes on the lake. Everybody who's driving is either drunk or 11, and people are just doing crazy, stupid stuff. It's the lake. Listen, I'm
Sure.
with you. There are rules, but it's seemingly There's no rules on the lake.
Let's just go with that's true. You weren't on the lake. You were docking.
Right.
Which means you were on someone's property.
Right. Now back to rules. No rules on the
Exactly.
water, but you got rules on land. You better follow.
And if you're gassed up and this riverboat,
Ugh.
giant riverboat needs to come in and dock, they're on a tight schedule.
Right.
So
Who cares
move
about
your
a schedule? It's my
pontoon-
boat.
Yeah.
Right.
Move your pontoon
I don't
ass
have
out of
to
the
move.
way.
I don't have to move my Triton.
Mhm.
Road rage leads to fight with spray paint. This happens down in Houston, where there's a dude. His name's Dave Winston. He's driving down the road on his phone, not paying no damn attention, kind of weaving in between lines. And so the people on the road call up the cops. And before the cops get there, Dave's at a stoplight, still on his phone, not paying any damn attention. So light turns green. The guy behind him honks his horn. And Dave's like, what the hell, man? And they start yelling back and forth. They take off eventually. Well, while they're driving down the road, old Dave starts throwing stuff at the truck that's behind him that honks horn at him, yelling and cursing, rabble. They get to the next stoplight. And when they get to the stoplight, that's when Dave gets out with a can of white spray paint. And he uses that to go spray paint the face of the driver behind him that he's fighting with, along with his truck, spray painted his car, and then use that same can of spray paint, break the back window. There you go. So then the guy that honked his horn at him, it's not sure. Nobody really knows what happened here, whether he had his own can of white spray paint or he used the same can of white spray paint. But he goes and takes a can of white spray paint and sprays Dave's face with it. So now you got these two people pissed off at each other, white face spray painting, right? Cops eventually come out. They determined that Dave was the asshole aggressor in this one, and they took him in for felony criminal mischief.
What?
Yeah.
The pictures are amazing.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
How do
either.
you get that close to somebody that can spray paint you?
Right. I guess he didn't.
That good.
Right. Didn't think he was going to do anything about it. People get mad. They get all up in your face. But if I see somebody coming at me with a can of spray paint, that's a weapon at that point.
Listen,
Yeah.
I could see it like you're gonna get like part of my face or on the side or something, but they look like they've been antiqued.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So I don't know like how they
Maybe had a wide nozzle on it, that kind of sprays
they
broadly.
have a pill for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Dude, the heat's got everybody acting crazy.
Oh, I'm telling you.
That is those pictures are unbelievable, man. They are some of the more spectacular photos we've had in a while.
Teen arrested for setting hotel fire after fighting with mom. This also comes out of Florida, Ocala, Florida, where I guess a 16-year-old girl got in a fight with her mom at like 3:30 in the morning and then goes down into the lobby and sets a sofa on fire. So the police and the ambulance and the fire trucks, everybody comes out, all these emergency crews or whatever. All 320 residents of the hotel, all the guests were evacuated at 3:30 in the morning.
The witching hour.
So the firefighters came in and they're battling through the smoke-filled lobby, and they find the fire, the source of it. The couch is on fire. They put it out with their little water can. They say that the damages cost a couple of $100,000 to this couch, and the wall that was behind it totally scorched, burnt up. Pictures are on our Facebook page. They ended up arresting the girl. They didn't say what the girl and the mom were fighting over, and they didn't say what led to, her wanting to set the couch on fire. My guess is probably just angry teen and probably had some alcohol involved in there somewhere. That's just my theories on it. Nonetheless, they went ahead and arrested her for arson, and the investigation continues.
So many things on this.
Mm-hmm.
They don't let you get your luggage. Like you went out of the hotel and then they're like, you can't go back in.
Mhm.
Right.
So you got to go find a place without your stuff,
Right.
wallet probably,
Right.
credit cards probably.
Maybe your phone.
And so all you're in is your skirt, your tidy whities or whatever.
So you're talking about the 320 guests that were evacuated. They did let them all go back in. All the guests were allowed to go back into their room and go back to sleep after it was all said and done.
I'm shocked by that because
Yeah.
the sprinkler system has gone off
But just
and it flooded
Mhm.
the floor.
the lobby area, though. just the first floor and that lobby area. Anybody
Still feels like danger, Will
2
Robinson.
through 9. Oh, I totally get you. Smoke damage, smoke inhalation,
Mhm.
whatever. I was surprised that they let them all go back in as well, but that's what they said.
Dude, I was unaware that sprinkler systems in a building go off by floor.
Yeah, I thought it was all
All at
automatic
one time.
everywhere.
Yeah. Maybe this is a different one, but the story did say that they let all 320 guests or everybody that was evacuated go back to their room later on that morning, probably about 5:30 or so. Still, 3:30 in the morning, you woke up, you're probably on vacation.
Sure.
You gotta evacuate everybody, go meet in the parking lot over there by the fourth
Bob Evans.
street light.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And then you're waiting there for hours. Yeah, after they get everything cleaned up,
Smoke fills the whole place.
Oh yeah. And they're like, you can go back. I'd probably be like, okay, I'm gonna go get my stuff, and I'm gonna check out and go find another place, and then we'll deal with reimbursement after this.
All right. Then the other thing I was thinking about, your kid does this. What do you do?
What's the punishment?
Right. We'll deal with this when we get home.
How old was the girl?
16.
Yeah, like, what do you do?
You're grounded. Grounded.
No
for
screens.
arson.
Yeah.
Right. She's 16 and went to jail for arson. So chances are this parent or the parents are going to be like, well, she went to jail and she's being charged, and they're probably going to take out the couple $100,000 worth of damage out of her
Right. That's
allowance.
a whole, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Feels too late. Like, you already, she's
So give up.
already.
Okay. Give up on your kid. Okay.
No. I'm not saying that.
You're a lost cause. I tried.
Yeah,
for
that's what you
6
said. You said it's
years.
too late.
Why
Like,
don't you go live on the streets with the rest of the crackheads?
no, but I mean, like, it's too late to be like, you're grounded for, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, typically punishments come
What?
after the infraction.
sure, but she's in
It'd
jail.
be weird. It'd be weird to ground your kid like you're a precog or something for something that hasn't happened yet.
She's in
I don't know what you
jail.
did yet, but you're grounded. I know you're going to do something. You're grounded.
I hope jail kind of wakes her up a bit.
Well, she's not going to jail.
She did. They arrested her.
But she went to juvie,
Right.
Okay.
And she probably may not spend a whole lot of time
which
in
is
there.
which is an education system.
Right.
I mean, there's probably going to be big time fine. She's going to have to go to court.
Her parents will pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She will not be paying. That's what I'm saying. Like, she is going to be released probably to their
Yeah. She'll be paying it
supervision.
back. If she's my kid.
No, she won't be paying back.
If she's my kid, she is. She's
No,
going to be working it off. Hard labor.
for 40 years. Good morning. It's the Big Mad Morning Show. 918-460-KMOD. You can also text BMMS and then what you want to say to 82945. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Corbin. Our 28-hour toy drive is coming up on November 29th and 30th at Dave & Buster's. We encourage you to bring a new unwrapped toy or a bunch of them and help a kid have a very Merry Christmas from U.S. Cellular and 97.5 KMOD.
Let's not encourage. Stand your butt up.
Yeah.
You stand your butt up.
Hey, get over there.
Puff out that chest.
Just bring a toy already.
Good morning, Gibby.
Good morning, Corbin. Hey, next Saturday is the 17th annual Cancer Sucks concert starring Hinder. And later on today, we're going to find out which 2 local bands will be opening up for Hinder during our top 5 songs. You can get your tickets for that show at canesballroom.com.
Lindsay, 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 Lindsay.
Check my poop. Okay, so if I told you that 1 in 5 kids and teenagers are given a hormone by their parents, would you be surprised?
aren't they passed down genetically? I don't know how that works. I don't know how hormones work.
Like in a pill form, say.
Like they bought it.
Yes.
Not like in your water or something.
Correct.
Okay.
Sure. No.
No, I wouldn't be surprised because a lot of parents do a lot of weird things.
Well, I was surprised. Newsweek put out an article about a certain hormone that a lot of parents give kids, and it was alarming because I was one of those parents guilty of this and
Like you didn't know it.
Didn't even realize it.
Hold
that
on.
it could be
Flintstones.
harmful. Nope.
Flintstones, man, the trickiest little medicine ever, man. Like
Right.
tastes like Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Full of sugar.
Right.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Not good for you at all whatsoever.
I'd start stealing them. Like I would eat like candy.
Like candy.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what do you do if your child is having problems sleeping? It's one of those things.
Tell them to sleep on their belly. Get back in bed.
Shut up and go to bed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they wake up tired in the morning. And, well, you should have listened to me.
Well, I know a lot of friends in my friends group have reached for melatonin.
Oh yeah, it's horrible for you.
Yeah.
It's been known that's been known for a long time.
Well, it is a hormone, and doctors are now starting to sound the alarms because parents don't know what melatonin actually is. Sure, it says on the label, safe to give for children or adults. I mean,
I don't know if it says
adults can take
safe.
it. A lot of the bottles say it's natural
Where do you
because
get
your
natural
body
melatonin?
your body's already produced melatonin.
Right. Well, let's unpack that. Where do you get natural melatonin? Where do you go? Where do you get it?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, like what store do you go to get it from?
No, you get it from it's in the drug aisle, like it's a
Right,
supplement.
of course,
Yeah.
yes.
But like what I'm saying is it's natural. Well, I think that's just marketing.
Yeah.
Like they're not squeezing melatonin out of humans.
We don't know that, to be honest with you.
I feel confident in that.
We don't
I
know.
feel really confident in that.
There
Mhm.
very well could be like a human farm somewhere
Sure.
where they're extracting melatonin, serotonin, adrenochrome,
Sure.
all this stuff.
Only
you know?
only in the simulation, right?
right.
In the outside the simulation. In the simulation, no. I feel confident it's not in the simulation.
Yeah.
How's that? Is that better?
Sure.
Right.
Feels more accurate.
So Newsweek put out this article about it because nearly 1 in 5 kids in the United States take melatonin to aid their sleep. And many parents are regularly giving it to their
Yeah.
preschool age children.
Yeah, I think this is like a newer thing, or maybe it's
It is
not,
newer.
because I never, when my kids were younger, when my kids were younger, we didn't have to worry about, or I didn't do that anyway. We gave them their gummy vitamins,
Yep.
but not melatonin to help them go to sleep or any kind of sleep aid at all whatsoever. This is something that I've heard just recently, but I'd say within the past 5 years.
Yeah, absolutely. They say that it has bounced since 2017, actually.
Wow.
Only less than 2% of parents reported using melatonin from 2017 to 2018. And in 2022, that number has jumped significantly higher.
To what?
To about 20% of parents
Yeah.
of children ages 5 to 9 give their kids melatonin in the last 30 days. 19.4% of parents of preteens aged 10 to 13 had given their children melatonin in the prior month, and 6% of preschool parents had done the same. It's been found to be generally safe for children and adults with minimal side effects.
I love the term generally when we're talking about my health.
Right. However, one concern about giving children melatonin is it might mask any underlying issues causing children sleep difficulties, preventing accurate diagnosis and treatment. It also teaches them when they can't sleep, they can just take a medication at a time when they should be developing healthy sleeping habits.
That's the biggest reason we've never given our kids anything to help them sleep.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, they tested a bunch of the melatonin gummies. 25 of the 22 tested contained different levels of melatonin than what was claimed on the packaging.
Yeah.
One even had 3 times more the melatonin than the label reported, while another didn't have any melatonin in it at all.
We've talked about this before in terms of supplements are the Wild West.
Yeah, there's no regulation at all whatsoever.
And there's no education. Even at, let's say you get 1,000 milligram magnesium supplement, which I'm a giant proponent of magnesium, that your body can really only absorb between 5 and 20% of it.
Yeah.
So you're not getting 1,000.
Right.
So, and there's the whole, how do you know there's no backing up of what they say. They're not investigating. They're the wait time is so deep, the FDA can't keep up and investigate everybody. It's self-regulated.
Yeah. Researchers suggest that there could be more dangers to children taking melatonin while they are still developing through puberty. Children's sleep problems have always been a concern for parents, as each developmental stage comes with changes and challenges for sleep. But these findings also indicate that parents are really searching for solutions, and melatonin is increasingly being marketed as an easy and natural option for parents. They say that the best way is to limit screen time before bed and enforce the regular bedtime.
Yeah, be a parent.
Routine.
Right. Routine is key. They also say that melatonin can cause depression in young children.
Well, melatonin doesn't even really get you to sleep, right? It may help you fall asleep, but doesn't put you into sleep.
Right.
Right.
That
And
actual sleep that you need.
There are two different types. That's a different thing. So that doesn't surprise me at all.
It also can cause headaches. If you wake up with a headache, it's because you've actually overdosed on melatonin and taken too much.
I don't love that statement. There are many factors that cause headaches.
Could be dehydration.
Didn't eat well, not feeling well,
yeah.
a multitude of things. Those two aren't specifically connected.
Yeah. And these companies that put, it's natural or whatever on the bottles, they aren't regulated by the FDA because hormones are not food and they are not drugs. So they can actually just put whatever they want on on the packaging.
It's the Wild West.
Yes. So what else did they say? They get away with putting up to 10 times and sometimes 1,000 times more of the recommended dose in a single serving. And they get away with it because the FDA is not involved. And let's see. You can definitely get addicted to it, they warn. And also, surprisingly, 3-year-olds, giving it to 3-year-olds. I never gave it to my 3-year-old, but I did when Leo was taking his ADD medication at the age of 7. He was having problems sleeping, and his doctor did recommend melatonin if he couldn't sleep.
Of course they would. Let's push a damn pill down a kid's throat to make him better.
And so when I read this, I was like, well, he hasn't needed melatonin since being in school, but during summer sometimes he would need it. Or so I thought.
Need it?
Or so I thought. He was having trouble sleeping because of the medication that he was on. He hasn't taken it in a couple of years, but I was shocked. And I think back, like, how many times, like, even in like casual conversation with friends, like, like when the kids are stressing a parent out and I just reached for that bottle and thank God for melatonin. Like parents will just make jokes about it. And it's just very eye-opening, especially when you read, like, it can cause depression in children.
A lot of things cause depression, though. So, like, in my opinion, to be focused on one thing that you think causes depression, you may be overlooking a bunch of other things.
That's fun. This article here from WebMD says that melatonin is also used for depression. chronic pain, dementia, and many other conditions. So that's very contradicting.
Well,
It
it's not
causes depression, but yet it cures your depression.
It's not contradicting, and in both cases, you don't know what the other factors are that were going on
Okay.
with the sample size.
Okay.
You've got to be careful taking this type of information because there's so many other X factors involved, like the example I gave with a headache.
Mhm.
I think the problem, and it kind of correlated with your dates, is social media, and I'm going to use the broad term mom groups.
Okay.
Right? Mom
Mhm.
or dad groups, but they're typically called mom groups. And you're with, a mom of a kid that you go to school with, and you're like, oh, so-and-so had trouble sleeping. You know what I took? Melatonin. When they have zero education, they have no idea what the hell they're talking about. They have no background. Maybe they're a lazy parent. I don't know. But we take that as gospel.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you don't do your own research.
Yeah. When really limiting the screen time, they say an hour before bedtime, all screens off, at least an hour.
I feel like any type of screen time advice is equal to don't sit too close to the TV.
Right. Proven that that's not
Because
true.
everyone watches TV before bed. A good amount.
Mm-hmm.
hmm I find, though, that if I don't watch TV before bed, I will fall asleep faster.
Sure.
For sure.
But you also probably fall asleep with the TV on. There are
Right.
people that do that. So which one is it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see my point?
Yes.
Yeah, there's many. What you ate before is important. Of the people that can't go to bed, we'll just use your kid as an example. I'm not
Yeah.
saying this.
Yeah.
Is that, let's say your kid has two cookies around 7 o'clock, and they go to bed at 8 o'clock, but they also watch TV. Is it the TV or the cookies?
Right.
If they normally go to bed at 9, but you put them to bed at 8, was it the TV?
Or just off schedule.
Or are they off their
or
schedule?
they
Mhm.
off schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have a day at school where some other things happen that maybe they're thinking? There's so many
Mhm.
X factors. It is not a black and white thing.
Well, and I think, too, like going back to what Gimpy said, like when he said his kids were young, he didn't need the melatonin and
Mm-mm.
stuff. And I think back when I was young, I didn't need the melatonin because I was so exhausted by the end of the day. I had 3 recesses when I was in school, and they don't have that now.
Oh, good.
They're getting-
So
for
you're
you.
implying that recesses is the reason that you need to give kids melatonin?
No, I'm saying that I was a lot more active.
They're not tuckering themselves out to where they're naturally just dog tired at the
Exactly.
end of the
I'm
day.
back to the original thing. There are too many X factors involved. It is not a simple draw the line to this is the reason kids can't sleep or your kids can't sleep.
Right.
There are many X factors.
Yes, but I think that since they are less active,
You don't know that because you're trying to remember something that happened 30 years ago,
Mhm.
30 plus years ago, to what is happening now.
But she has kind of a point
Now,
there.
hold on.
Yeah.
Is the duration of recess different or longer or shorter? Because I know how many recesses I had. I don't know how long they were.
Mm.
ours were.
I'm just making a point.
Yeah,
I'm not
sure.
testing you. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to point out that there's so many X factors. It is not that simple.
Mm.
You can't go with a simple of take melatonin or let them play outside or every kid's different. Every person's different.
Yeah. But I think that if a child is more active throughout the day,
Define
they're
that. What does
going
that
to
mean?
be.
What does that mean? Your kid plays football.
Yeah.
Are there days that your kid plays football they don't fall asleep?
No.
No, never.
No, he's exhausted
Right.
by the end of the day.
And when they're not doing anything active throughout the day, they come home. Say they just go to school. Then they come home and they sit on the couch and play video games for the bulk of the evening until it's dinner time.
Mhm.
They're not wearing themselves out. They're wearing their thumbs out,
Right.
but they're not wearing their entire body out.
I would argue a mental exhaustion is equally, if not stronger, in terms of how to exhaust people.
Yeah, that's great if you're putting together, TPS reports or something.
Solving a game
Mm.
and trying to figure out how to get through a maze is equally as exhausting.
I don't think so.
Okay.
As an active gamer, I don't think so, man.
Okay.
I've gone through a lot of games that are like mentally challenging, right? And it doesn't wear me down. I don't get done with my game at the end of the night and be like, whew, man, I am tuckered out. That game kicked my ass.
I understand the desire of trying to go with your experience, but
Mhm.
there's also data that proves that.
Okay.
There's
Yeah.
data that proves that puzzles exhaust your mind
Mm.
and make you tired.
Okay, yeah, puzzles.
Okay, video
Fantastic.
games are a puzzle. We're not. If you're playing Pac-Man, it's a puzzle to try and figure out how to get around the game and not get caught by the ghosts.
Okay. Okay, I don't think so, but okay, if you think so.
I don't think so either. If it was homework that they were working on,
True
and
that. True that.
then I
Actually
could
using
see-
their brain.
yes.
So you don't use a brain when you're playing a video game?
Not as much as you would if you're trying to do algebra
Right.
or whatever, homework.
I think video games is more of a free time.
Mhm. It's mindless. It's just mindless activity is
Mhm.
what it is. Very limited brain activity going on.
Yeah.
You know, when all you're doing is running around, you know, shooting people in Call of Duty, you know, because a lot of the games nowadays are not puzzle games like that anymore. They're all just, you know, role-playing games. And those are just, you know, bottom level, mindless, just sit there and move your thumbs all day. That's it.
Yeah. But even just being outside for 30 minutes in the fresh air, that will even, I think, help tire them out
How is that?
even more.
How is just sitting there not doing anything will tire you out, but playing a video game doesn't?
Because you're just comfy in the couch.
Right.
But
And
aren't you comfy on the couch playing a video game?
yeah.
How can the argument be that it's mindless, so therefore it doesn't work? But if you go sit in the sun where it's mind, it feels a little get off my lawn, old school. You just go outside.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? It worked.
Definitely.
That doesn't mean there aren't new ways that work.
Apparently not, because we're having to give our kids drugs in order for them to go to sleep.
No, I think there are parents that take the easy way
That very well could be too. That very well could be too.
because they don't want to
As-
hear their kid,
as
or they don't want to
opposed-
deal with the kid up, or they're tired,
Mhm.
which is understandable.
Yeah, for sure. Well, melatonin, bad. Get new ways to tire your kids out. Also found out that melatonin in other United States is the only country that you can get it over the counter. In other countries, you have to have a prescription for it. So don't use it unless your doctor prescribes it.
Lindsay, 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 Lindsey, Lindsay. 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 Lindsey.
Is the guy's name.
Making banana pancakes.
Not to be confused with the singer. He's a rugby star with the Newcastle Thunder over in England, and he was violently, he violently lost something extremely close to him in what he calls a freak accident during training. His favorite testicle, which is the left one, reportedly exploded after taking a direct shot from a knee. It had to be removed.
This isn't the first time this has happened in rugby.
No, that's
It
a
happens
violent
a lot.
sport, man.
Mhm.
It happens, and I guess they don't wear cups, or only pussies do. I guess I don't know. So I do jujitsu, right? And I wear a cup, and I can tell it annoys some of the guys.
Mhm.
Why? Because when they kick you, it goes, "Tonk."
Yeah, or like when you're changing positions, that like there's a move where you put your knee into their stomach or on their sternum,
Yeah.
and that sometimes your foot will then hit their balls.
Yeah.
And I just don't want people's appendages on my balls.
Sure.
Sorry,
Makes sense.
but if I'm
Is
in
it
rugby,
ticklish or what?
but I gotta say, if there is a if there's a chance, if I did radio broadcasting and there was a chance I could rupture a testicle doing it, I'm wearing a cup to protect my balls.
Absolutely.
And these are ones of pros that this is happening to.
Mhm.
You have no use for yours right now at all whatsoever. I mean, the path has been blocked.
Yeah,
So,
I have
like,
had a vasectomy. Yes.
the use for your boys is null right now.
Yeah.
But I get it.
No, it's
You kind of grown attached to them over the years.
it's the mental part.
Yeah.
Right.
If you have one less testicle, you're half a man,
That is true.
and you're gonna feel that way. It's been documented.
Well, some men feel that if they have a vasectomy, they feel like less of a man.
I've never felt that.
Well,
I
I'm
got two reminders.
Right. I'm not saying that you do, but there's some guys out there that,
I've never heard anybody say that. Maybe they do, but I've never heard a guy say that.
well, fortunately for Jack Johnson, he kept his sense of humor. He says that the team season has been a testy one, and we've Yeah, and we've not been on the ball as we should have been. Yeah. Poor guy.
That's got to be painful.
I'm sure.
Imagine it does.
I'm sure.
Just getting grazed.
Oh, yeah.
Is a painful experience.
Yeah.
Let alone a testicular rupture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Band name. Hello, we are testicular rupture.
Yeah.
It is a good band name.
A guy sprained my ankle, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I pull a muscle. I know. My rotator cuff. I can identify that. If it, it's just painful. That's all I can identify.
That's it.
It's my testicle. It's painful. Full stop.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Nothing
Right?
more, nothing less.
Classic Eddie Murphy, man. Here's guys get hit in the balls. If it's just you barely graze it, guys will go, but did that just hit my
Is that like when you get it twisted, when one gets twisted? Like,
oh no.
That's a different thing.
That can happen while you're sleeping.
yeah, that happened to a kid in school, in elementary school,
Yeah.
and he had to have it removed, I think.
It typically, if it can't be, which it's weird to say this with you're using a child reference, is
Yeah.
it has to be massaged.
Oh.
And then, but a surgery sometimes is necessary to untie it.
Testicular torsion
Yeah.
occurs when the testicle rotates, twisting the spermatic cord that brings blood to the scrotum. The reduced blood flow causes sudden and often severe pain and swelling. Testicular torsion is most common between the ages 12 and 18, but can occur at any age, even before birth.
So
Wow.
like what happened is like a Karen went to God and was like, hey, this feels hardly fair.
Yeah.
Once a month I'm bleeding. I got to
Mhm.
carry a kid and grow an organ inside me and then dispose of it. Can we even this out? And he's like, I could tie his balls in a knot for a 6-year period.
Right. Like you gotta
Maybe.
you gotta give him something to worry about. Please.
I'm good. I'm good on all that.
Do you know anybody that's ever gotten that Gimpy?
I do. My nephew, as a matter of fact, came out that way and had to have surgery to get it fixed.
Oh, out of the womb.
Yeah.
How did so they had to do surgery
Yeah.
on a baby?
On a baby. They had to go
On a
cut his
baby's
little
balls.
baby balls open. Yeah.
Listen, they were already doing the top part, so
right.
Yeah.
Might
At least
as well.
he'll
Just-
never remember it.
Maybe. Yeah.
know?
Maybe deep seated down in there somewhere. Maybe some hypnotherapy could bring it back. I don't know. But yeah.
I mean,
bizarre.
I hear you,
Mm,
but psychologically, they say those type of things live with you.
right.
That you may not remember it,
Mhm.
but your brain does.
Yeah. It's stored in the memory bank somewhere deep
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah. Much like they were like, nah, C-sections are fine. It
It
doesn't affect the baby at all.
That explains what we're
Nah,
listening to.
it doesn't.
It
How?
absolutely does.
How?
They don't get the gut flora.
Mm.
You know that white
They don't-
cheese
Yeah.
that's
They
covered
don't
over
get
baby.
the bacteria from your vagina.
Right.
Badge back.
They don't.
I get that.
They don't. And so those babies tend to have more digestive problems.
Interesting.
Go down the rabbit hole. Nobody does more C-sections on the planet than America.
Mhm.
We're in a hurry. Turn and burn, man. Turn and
Mhm.
burn.
I can't be inconvenienced. I
Ah,
got golf.
Right.
Right.
Time of 4:00. Let's get that baby out of here. Co-pilot was visibly upset before leaving plane in midair. So this comes out of North Carolina, where there's these two dudes, a pilot and his co-pilot, a 23-year-old dude by the name of Charles Crooks. So these guys were running a skydiving operation, and they're in the plane, and they'd already dropped off and picked up 2 sets of people, and they're on their way to pick up the third one. Well, the co-pilot is actually the one that's operating the plane he at this point in time. So the co-pilot comes in for a landing, and it was a hard landing. Kaboom! Ended up breaking the landing gear.
Yeah, I remember the story.
Okay, happened in late July. So the pilot takes the controls, tries to get it back up in the air, back up to 400 feet. Meanwhile, while the pilot is trying to get things under control, he tells old Chuck here, hey, why don't you get on the horn with air traffic control? Let them know, hey, we need to divert an emergency landing. Well, instead of doing that, Chuck opens up the window, and then barfs out the side. Typical. Okay, the guy's shooken up a little
Adrenaline
bit.
dump. Yeah.
Absolutely. So the pilot's like, hey, bro, get it under control. Get these people, on the horn. We need to make a landing.
Get it together, man.
Yeah, instead, he decides to go ahead and lower the ramp from the back of the plane. And that's when old Chuck got up and then takes his headset off, starts walking to the back of the plane, apologizes, and jumps the hell out. Now, Chuck, the pilot did end up landing the plane in a field. Chuck was found in the back of somebody's backyard as a dismembered mess, and the incident is still under investigation.
Yeah. So, did he just go crazy in that moment?
I guess they said that he felt really bad for the hard landing, which I understand.
And the guilt just overtook him to just jump out of the plane?
Yeah, overtook him. Said that he was visibly upset and just said, you know what? F this. I'm out of here. And then there he goes.
Drugs.
Possibly.
Drugs feels like a better answer.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do you one better. Falling airplane. Good morning. It's the Big Mad Morning Show. 918-460-KMOD. You can also text BMMS and then what you want to say to 82945. Let's play a game because we got tickets to see the Eagles with Steely Dan at the BOK Center on February 13th of next year. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. And we're going to play Pick the Flick. Current record is...
Well, sir, you are pretty well dominating this one with 16. I have 12, and Lindsay has 10.
Last week's winner?
That would be Lindsay.
So Corbin and Gimpy at 918-460-KMOD. What did we say our numbers were on this one?
All right, Corbin, you surpassed yours. You said 15. I said 18, and Lindsay said 13. Yeah.
So it doesn't only sound like one of us is going to get to our goal.
Yeah.
All right, so call it 918-460-KMOD. Gimpy and Corbin are the people you need to pick from. The winner's going to get tickets to see the Eagles with Steely Dan. And good morning, you're on the air. What is your name?
Chris.
Chris, how are you today?
Pretty good.
Good. You have Gimpy or Corbin?
Let's go with Gimpy.
60 seconds are on the clock. Timer starts after the first clue. Are you ready, Chris?
Ready.
Here we go.
This is an animated movie about your emotions.
Inside Out?
Yes. This is a movie with Javier Bardem where he goes and he kills people with that air gun.
Ooh.
What's the opposite of young?
Old.
What's the opposite of what's an older version of a boy?
Old man.
Okay, you got that part. So what's the opposite of yes?
No.
Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Pass. I ain't even messing with this. Bradley Cooper, Lady Gaga musical.
A Star is Born.
Mm-hmm. You get that one, huh? Okay, yeah. This is this is a show about those toys you like to step on, and they hurt like a son of a bitch.
Lego Movie.
Yes. This is David Hasselhoff played this on a TV show, and it was a movie where he's a lifeguard. Yes. This is Ryan Reynolds' superhero.
Deadpool.
This is where okay.
Time 5 is what I got. Mm-hmm. Might be good enough for the win. Chris, hang on the line, okay?
Yeah, I hope so.
Me too. Good morning. You're on the air. What is your name?
Daniel.
Daniel, how are you today, friend?
Oh, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good, brother. We've got to beat 5 for tickets to see the Eagles with Steely Dan. Are you ready?
Oh, we can do it, man. We can do it.
All right, here we go. You put a banana in the tailpipe. Eddie Murphy. Police movie.
Harlem Nights. Beverly Hills Cop.
Correct. Wow. A little kid with a stick, magician, British.
Harry Potter.
Correct. This is the movie about, it was a book, and it's a guy who's rich. He has helicopters, and it's the number bigger than 49.
50.
Yes.
50 Shades of Grey.
Correct. This is Sarah Jessica Parker HBO show about women.
Sex and the City.
Correct. This is Brooke Shields. She was super young. They're on
Blue Lagoon.
correct. This pass. Pass. This is Matthew Broderick high school movie, and they have the song.
Oh, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Correct. Mark Wahlberg porn movie.
Boogie Nights.
Correct. Cape Crusader and his friend. Time. Congratulations, man. You're getting those tickets to see the Eagles with Steely Dan.
Way to go, Corbin. Thank you.
Excellent job, sir. Hang on the line. He's got to make sure he's got the right info, okay?
All right, man. Love you guys, man.
Love you too, brother. Hang on that line. I'm sorry, Chris, man. 5 just wasn't enough.
That's cool. I need to go rewatch No Country for Old Men.
Yes, you do, sir. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
All right,
Appreciate you guys.
See you later, man.
Her.
All right. What do we got there, Lindsay?
Stopped here.
Yeah, Cape Crusader and his gay little sidekick. Pretty simple. Now, what's the Cape Crusader's name? Batman. Who's his gay little sidekick? Robin.
Yeah. If you get No Country for Old Men and they don't know the Coen brothers, they don't know.
Right.
That is a tough one to try and get someone to get to say.
Sure. He just took a little while to figure it out.
Yeah.
That's why I tried everything I could to just break it down word by word. But
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, this one that you're showing that is this the pass?
Yeah. No, this was the one that he stopped on.
Yeah.
Okay. This movie is it was a radio show. It scared everybody thinking there was an invasion of aliens happening. Is this the Tom Cruise movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a Tom Cruise movie. There's scenes in New York. World 2.
Right. You can't
Oh, I can't say world.
Yeah.
A conflict with military is known as a,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
and when it involves most of the globe.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. War of the Worlds. What about the past one that Gimpy had?
Yeah.
Oh, he ended up passing for that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the ones that I passed on.
Yeah, you had 2 of them. Double Pointer. This is an old Western movie where the cowboy has to take the young girl somewhere so she can get revenge or whatever. Some Cajun restaurants will serve shrimp and blank, trying to get them to say grits.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's the
That's
opposite of
good.
false. True grits.
Yeah. And the other pass.
Oh yeah, this is a comic book movie where I believe it was
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, one of them.
Was it Ben Affleck? No.
I thought it was Ryan Reynolds.
It might have been Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yellow and blue make this color, all right, and then old people in the 1800s would use this to see at night.
Good.
Yeah, Green Lantern.
Yeah. Let's twist some people up. You mean polenta, true polenta and shrimp. All right, the record now.
That moves you up to 17, keeps me at 12, keeps her at 10.
They're different.
Let's rock more of the big. Let's rock more of the Big Man Morning Show is next. 97.5 KMOD. KMOD Total Traffic Network.
Corbin, yes.
That is a dispensary.
That is correct, my friend. Corbin just made 5 to 4. Aqua Viva Oasis, Day
Lindsay.
Spa or Dispensary. Lindsay.
Spa.
Lindsay is correct. All right, so we're tied up 5 and 5. Fig Medical, Day Spa or Dispensary. Corbin.
That is a dispensary.
Corbin, that is incorrect. Fig Medical is a day spa.
I was thinking because like sweets,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
like sometimes you know it smells like
You're
a fig.
thinking medical marijuana.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
All right. All right. Remember, this is for a big prize at the end of the
Sure.
at the end of the game here.
Sure.
You are going to love the prize that I have
Leftovers.
chosen for you.
Leftovers.
Right, it's a
Okay.
roach.
Right. Right.
Bong
And
water.
not the one you smoke.
It's the crumbs.
Laura Apothecary, Day
Lindsay.
Spa or Dispensary. Lindsay.
Dispensary.
Lindsay is incorrect. The
Yeah, it's a
Laura
spa.
Apothecary is a day spa. Lucky Garden, Day Spa or Dispensary. Corbin, yes.
That's a dispensary.
Lucky Garden, Corbin is a day spa. So far, we got 6 to Corbin and 5 to Lindsay. The Health Center, Day Spa or
Oh,
Dispensary. Corbin, yes.
That is a dispensary.
That is correct. You sound like you've been there before.
To me, the name was just so obvious. There's no
Right.
way you're going to call an actual spa that.
Right, the Health Center. Supreme Heights Day Spa or
Corbin.
Dispensary. Corbin.
That is a dispensary.
Corbin would be correct. All right, so we're looking at 8-5, Lindsay.
Okay.
All right, we're down in the home stretch of this thing. All right, the Enchanted Cottage Day
Corbin.
Spa or Dispensary. Corbin.
That is a dispensary.
Corbin is incorrect. That is a day spa.
Why are people calling here asking if we have weed?
Got any specials on an ounce, man?
It's called Enchanted.
Wildflower Day Spa
Corbin.
or Dispensary. Corbin.
That is a dispensary.
That is incorrect, Corbin. Wildflower is a day spa. All right, Clover Patch Tulsa Day Spa or
Lindsay.
Dispensary. Lindsay.
Dispensary.
Lindsay would be correct.
What's the score?
6-8, Corbin's
Okay.
lead. All right, the Merry Mind Day Spa or
Lindsay.
Dispensary. Lindsay.
Spa.
Lindsay. The Merry Mind is a dispensary. All right, the Relax Station Day Spa
Corbin.
or Dispensary. Corbin.
That is a spa.
That is correct. Corbin is up 9-6. Path to Wellness Day Spa or Dispensary.
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Dispensary.
Lindsay, Path to Wellness is a
Oh,
day
I'm
spa.
sorry. I thought you said packed.
Oh, yeah. Is that the
wellness.
problem?
Yeah, I thought it said packed.
Sure, yes. Let me enunciate a little bit more, shall we? All right, let's see here. Heirloom Day Spa or Dispensary. Heirloom Day Spa or Dispensary.
Corbin.
Corbin.
That's a dispensary.
Corbin, Heirloom is a day spa.
Ooh.
You're still in the lead 9-6. He's okay. Tulsa Garden Day Spa or Dispensary.
Lindsay.
Lindsay. Day
Spa.
Spa or Dispensary. The Tulsa Garden is a day spa. Good job, Lindsay.
Score.
We're looking at 9-7, Corbin's lead. Bella Roma Medical Day Spa or Dispensary. Corbin.
Dispensary.
Corbin. Bella Roma Medical is a day spa. Stonebrook Day Spa or Dispensary.
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Spa.
Yes, you are correct, Lindsay. We are now 9-8, neck and neck. Who is going to win Day Spa or Dispensary and walk away with a big, big prize? Stone Age Meds Day Spa
Corbin.
or Dispensary. Corbin.
That is a spa.
Corbin. The Stone Age Meds is a dispensary. Uptown Wellness Day Spa or Dispensary.
Corbin.
Corbin.
That is a spa.
Corbin. Uptown Wellness is a dispensary.
Really?
We only got 2 left here.
Okay.
All right. So we got a chance to tie it and a breaker if we can do this. All right. Pura Day Spa or
Corbin.
Dispensary. Corbin.
Dispensary.
Corbin is correct. Pura is a dispensary. Puts him with the win 10-8. I'll go ahead and give you the last one. See if you can guess it. Stonebrook Day Spa or Dispensary.
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Spa.
Lindsay would have been correct, which wouldn't matter because it's 10-9. Corbin is the big winner. Congratulations, Corbin.
What'd I get?
You want to know what you got?
Yeah.
My friend, I tell you, you have won my leftover potatoes. That's right, Corbin. I had dinner last night.
I love it. That's awesome, man. I'm actually kind of hungry, so I think that's a fantastic
This is
gift.
perfect.
And you're not a horrible cook.
No.
So that's great. But, I just think it's just an honor to win. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to Lindsay. She put in a valiant effort.
Listen, Corbin,
And, I just appreciate the competitiveness. And, I'm just one guy on a team, and we're just a team trying to make the thing happen. And, it's an honor to be a part of the Ford Truck Series and anything I can do to make this Hilton Hotel team do the best I can.
Well, Corbin, I'm glad that you accepted and decided to give your prize of potatoes to the loser of the game, but that's not all that you're going to win. All right. So not only do you get my leftover dinner from last night, my potatoes and a little bit of steak with some cheese on top, I'm also going to hook you up with a 6-pack of Twisted Tea.
Oh.
Set right up front because nobody wants this. So
Yeah.
I grabbed a pack and you get to take it home with
Again, you put
Twisted
zero
Tea.
effort into the prize.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just real grateful that this Hilton Honors team did the best they could, and we'll make sure part of the Ford Truck Series continues. So I'd like to give it to my second place. His second isn't winning. So
All right.
Twisted Tea is a great beer fridge for guests.
Right.
item.
Well, congratulations, Lindsay. You got yourself some old mushed potatoes and some warm Twisted Tea for losing on Day Spa or Dispensary.
2 Subway employees shot over too much mayo.
okay, I was like sandwich or
Yes.
tunnel.
In Atlanta, police responded to a shooting at a Subway location inside of a Circle K. Reportedly, a customer became irate when too much mayonnaise was squirted onto his sandwich. That's when he allegedly opened fire, hitting 2 female employees, one of which was fatally wounded, and the other is in serious condition. The store's owner says a third employee fired back at the unnamed gunman.
What?
Yeah, but he missed.
Third employee. That means the employee had a gun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, by God, we got to save them sandwiches somehow, Corbin.
Yeah. The suspect is in custody. Police said that the woman was 26 years old. A 24-year-old employee was shot in front of her 5-year-old son. She's the one that's in critical condition. The woman was hit twice after she pushed her son out of the way under the counter to keep him from being hurt. The co-owner of the Subway said that a third worker had definitely shot at the gunman. He missed, but at least he put up a little fight, he said. Atlanta police officer said that this was a case of someone with a gun who didn't know how to resolve conflict without resorting to violence. They did not release the identity of the worker who was killed because they were still waiting for family members to be informed, but said both of the employees were young women who had just started at the location about 3 weeks ago. And the customer had been in the Subway location before without ever having an incident. The interim chief of police said so far arguments are the majority cause of homicides this year in Atlanta.
There's a lot going on in this story.
Boy, I tell you.
Your 5-year-old kid was there?
Yeah.
That's what I thought was bizarre. Okay, I get it. You got to go to work. You can't find a babysitter, but
Or can't afford one.
Or I
Can't
was
afford
thinking
one.
too, or maybe she was going to get off in like 20 minutes and, maybe the dad dropped the child off.
No, that's also not okay.
Yeah, I know.
It's a weird thing for the 5-year-old to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Two, another employee had a gun on him.
Yeah.
The other thing too with Subways, they're everywhere.
Right.
There was a time that I believe there were more Subways than McDonald's and Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts and all that. Like they were the most widely dispersed chain.
Yeah, especially for sub sandwiches. Faux show. They had the corner market there. But then some other places started.
I think
they're
they're still pretty high up on the list.
You think so?
Absolutely. They're everywhere. You go anywhere, there's a Subway.
Yeah, I guess right. They've got 'em
Anywhere.
inside,
They're so
gas stations
easy.
and stuff.
It's not like a Chick-fil-A, right? Like you go, there are towns that just don't have Chick-fil-A's. I would bet almost every town has a Subway sandwich shop.
And if you're putting too much mayonnaise on mine, I'm giving you a tip. If I don't have to ask for it.
Here's the deal. You can tell them to stop anytime because you're sitting there watching them make your sandwich. You see how much of everything that they put on. You could have been like, whoa, dial it back on the mayonnaise, man.
Or you can say light mayo. Or
Right, but what's light mayo?
Light on the mayo.
Yeah, but how much is light? Your light and my light are not the same.
Yeah.
And I'm the artist here.
All right. These are the most popular, He's not really known for his stand-up comedy.
I don't think he's funny. Is it because he sees Steve-O doing it?
Right. He's like, I can
Probably.
totally do that. I can share the stories of the road and make money off of it. Yeah, but you have stories of a meth head. Bam.
Yeah.
Corbin says here that Burchett McCarthy getting a heated exchange. We kind of hit on this a little bit this morning, but here's the full story. Tennessee Republican Tim Burchett is accusing former Speaker Kevin McCarthy of elbowing him. Burchett said that he stopped to talk to reporters in the Capitol hallway following a conference meeting Tuesday, and McCarthy walked down the same hall and appeared to bump into Burchett as he passed by, which Burchett claims was deliberate. So Burchett reportedly chased after him, and the two got an exchange of words. McCarthy denied purposely elbowing the congressman. Burchett is one of 8 Republicans who voted to remove McCarthy from the speakership.
Stand your butt up. It's one of those things where he's like, you hit me, and he's like, I walked by you.
Right. That's crowded. I bumped into you.
He may have leaned a little bit.
But it's not like he checked him, though. Not like shoulder checked or elbow checked.
If you have a colleague, you're walking by, you put your, like, if it's crowded, you're like, hey, just, I'm here.
Yeah, just let him make him aware.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Thanks, man. Okay, so Starbucks union plans a strike for Red Cup Day. Starbucks union workers are planning their largest strike ever for one of the coffee chain's busiest days of
Year
the
of the
year.
union, man. Go. Get it.
Starbucks Workers United. Starbucks Workers United said that in a news release that it's demanding the company come to an agreement over staffing and scheduling issues on Red Cup Day, along with turning off mobile ordering for Big Promotions Day. Get out of here.
What would their chant be? Hell no, we won't pour.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
Hell no, we don't no cream.
It doesn't make any.
No.
Just pour my coffee and shut the hell up. All
That's my
right.
favorite thing when you see unions go on strike is what's their chant.
Right.
I'm like, so creative.
Right. Well,
Or
they
not.
They had a meeting over it, and somebody's like,
Oh,
yes,
you had a meeting.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's what we're shouting out as we pick it.
Yeah.
Here's a fun one out of San Francisco. TV crew covering APEC was robbed in San Francisco. Now, a Czech, as in Czechoslovakia, the Czech Republic, TV crew was robbed at gunpoint in the North Beach neighborhood, according to San Francisco police. The journalists were in the city to cover the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit when they were held up in front of the City Lights bookstore. And the crew told police that 3 people got out of the car with firearms and demanded their equipment. The crooks then jumped back in the car and took off. The San Francisco Chronicle reports that the robbers got away with about $18,000 worth of gear.
That neighborhood is an upscale neighborhood.
Right.
North Beach Pizza was one of my favorite places to eat there, if it's even still around, because it's been a long time. But like 22 years. But so that was kind of surprising.
Yeah.
And is there you weren't filming?
Right. But if they ran off with all the, equipment, the cameras and everything,
Okay.
they've got all the evidence. So it's not like that. Yeah, we've got this.
Okay.
So, yeah, it still sucks, yet kind of funny. And lastly here, demolition clears the way for new family safety center here in Tulsa. The demo will take out the final 2 buildings on the property near 31st and Sheridan. The site was the former home of CAN, the Child Advocacy Network, before it moved to its new location. The current family safety center is a 13,000 square foot area beneath the Tulsa Police Department. The new location will be 5 times the size, allowing for services up to 30,000 domestic and sexual assault survivors. Good for them.
Aaron Rodgers is still a believer in the Jets' offensive system. During his weekly spot on the Pat McAfee show, Rodgers defended offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett, saying, "It's not a scheme or play calling problem." Hackett has come under criticism amid historically poor performances. Rodgers said that he is a believer in Hackett because of his success with the system in Green Bay. The Jets have gone 11 straight quarters without a touchdown. New York is 3rd in the AFC East at 4-5 and will visit the Buffalo Bills Sunday afternoon. A pair of talented baseball minds took home Manager of the Year honors on Tuesday night. Marlins manager Skip Schumacher earned the National League Award, while Orioles boss Brandon Hyde captured the American League trophy. Schumacher led Miami to its first postseason berth since 2020 last season with an 84-78 record. He's the first Marlins skipper to win the award since Jack McKeon in 2003. Former Milwaukee Brewers manager Craig Counsell finished second in the voting. On the other side, Hyde guided Baltimore to the best record in the AL at 101-61. It was the first time the O's won at last 100 games in a season since 1980. The last Orioles manager to win the award was Buck Showalter back in 2014. And that is your Balls to the Wall Sports. I'm Lindsay on 97.5 KMOD.
Balls to the Wall Sports is powered by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Great taste.
Is that happening with an airplane?
You would think.
You would think. But if that's the case, if something that ends up getting sucked into the engine is automatically going to shut the engine off, that would not be a good idea for a plane. Because ducks, geese, birds, Superman, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, the movie where they planted the plane in the headset, and that's what that was about.
Yeah. So if it was going to, shut off anytime something flew into the engine, well, they wouldn't be on the ground or they wouldn't be in the air.
And what type of plane are we talking about?
Mm-hmm.
A big one, a small one.
If it's a
12
regional airport,
seater?
it's hard. No, it ain't a big one. But anyway, crazy.
Yikes.
Got to take a break. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. That was 30 years ago.
And did you get any of the guts on you?
What is it?
No,
are you looking
projects
at
out.
A statute of limitations here to see if it's okay?
Totally.
Let you throw
I
your
didn't say
head
okay.
cocks in the fan? Come on.
This says I'm about to get divorced from my wife of 10 years because I made a stupid mistake and had a one-night stand. We got in an argument. I left, went to the bar, slept with some woman, and almost immediately the guilt took over me. She has told me it's over, but I have to try. What can I do to get her to give our marriage a second chance? 918-460-KMOD. Bmms. Then whatever you think he should do to 82945. Let's entertain the idea. What are some things he could do? How about a vacation?
Ooh.
You and me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to some beautiful exotic place and talk out my inability to keep my penis in my pants.
Yeah.
Having kids usually fixes that situation.
That maybe if you're lucky, you'll get to do that.
Vacations are nice. Absolutely.
Can you work on a
But
problem on a vacation, Lindsay?
I don't think so. Because
This
once
isn't a
you get
problem. This is a
back-
crack in the foundation.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Because once you get back, everything's right there, you know? Yeah.
What are some other
And
things he could try?
I think he
Entertain the
begs,
idea.
goes
No
on
bad ideas.
hands and knees and
Begs?
what do you want me to? I will do anything you want me to do.
Yeah. Horrible way to get into a conversation with somebody, right? And this is why. Because you want to fix it, you have to come up with ideas. Not me.
Mm-hmm.
You want to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I have to tell you how to fix your problem?
Mm-hmm.
Not just this, any scenario, if you have to go to the person and be like, tell me what I have to do to fix this, then you shouldn't be in it. It's a horrible way to get into a conversation with somebody to try and rectify a problem. Because it means you don't know. You haven't even entertained ideas.
Right.
How about a candlelight dinner?
That's
not enough.
Good and gravy and all, but the distractions there, man. You're not going to be able to enjoy your candlelight dinner. You know, you're not going to be able to do much of anything fun, a vacation or anything like that, because there's a giant elephant in the room.
Again, we're just trying to convince for a second chance.
Mm-hmm.
What about a spa day?
Sure. I'll go ahead and let you spend your money on me so I can go and feel better.
Yeah, is he
about
going to send
myself.
her on a spa day? I think he needs to go to her and definitely he needs to know from her what she expects from him.
I don't think
what he wants her to
Come
do.
on, Lindsay.
Come
Come on, Lindsay.
Taking
on,
her-
Lindsay.
What?
What he expects of her.
What
Don't
she
have sex
wants
with
him
other
to do.
people.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what the expectation is.
Absolutely. But he's done it. He's done the damage.
Yeah, so we're
He's
talking about a
done the
second
damage.
chance.
Exactly.
So what do we're just talking about crazy ideas.
Yep.
Commit to
Yeah.
an idea, Lindsay.
Yeah. So going on vacation, sure, it's nice, but now he gets to go on a vacation too. It's almost like, I don't know if I want to go on a vacation with you right now.
Hall pass. You want a crazy idea? Give her a hall pass. Give her an opportunity to even Stevens this thing.
Mhm. And she doesn't have to tell him about it. Ever.
Well, no, she knows about his, so I feel like it has
It's
to be
only
even.
fair, yeah.
If it's even, it's even.
No.
Why do you not get to tell anybody?
Maybe she doesn't even take him up on it. He'll never know.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Let him wonder. Did she or didn't she?
yeah. Usually works.
Hey, usually does.
Yeah.
Withholding information.
Yeah. People have already texted in what my feelings are on this. To me, it's quite clear. But they are asking.
Yeah.
Right? They are going, what's some scenario? What's a scenario? What is a possibility? Brandon is on. Hey, Brandon, how are you?
Good. How are y'all?
Good. What do you think?
From a person who's been cheated on multiple times, I say the damage has already been done. But if he wants to win her over, they've been married 10 years. Renew your vows. Make new vows. Tell her you're committed to her and only her. You know, just go and renew your vows. That might win her over. You never know.
Right, a mulligan.
Right.
Yeah, pull a mulligan.
Yeah.
Pull that mulligan card. Pull it all day long.
You said that you've been cheated on multiple times, Brandon. Would that have worked with you?
No, because I stayed with someone who cheated on me 9 times.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Are you
But
blind? Are you blind?
Well, I lived 7.5 hours away from my family at the time. So I was kind of forced just to stick around because I was in a state I didn't know. I wasn't from that state. So I stuck around and rode out the roller coaster.
What was her excuse on the 7th time?
His excuse was I was away from the house for 2 weeks on walk, and he got lonely.
So this is your boyfriend?
Yeah, it was my ex.
Yeah.
But when he said that, I was like, yeah, I'm done. I took the call around midnight when he was drunk, took the call, and I left and never looked back.
Had to rip that Band-Aid, huh?
I just left. I was done.
Wait, that was the 7th time.
Yeah. And then
you came back.
Took the call back because I was like, oh, maybe you changed. Then the 9th time was finally the draw.
For him I'm just being really honest. Him cheating 9 times, do you blame him or yourself?
I blame myself for being blinded by love.
But it wasn't. No, it wasn't, though.
No. It was not my fault. But I mean, I kept going back.
No, it's your fault. It wasn't love.
It was my own stupidity trying to think I can change someone.
Right. Hope. Well, it was hope. You were hoping. You were hoping he'd love you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on, man. Brandon, have a great day, man.
You too.
All right. See you later.
These texts are good.
Scott is on. Hey, Scott, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, buddy. What do you think?
You know, let's be real. I love some of the comments, and you guys especially, but let's be real. You're not going to be able to give her a hall pass because we as men are never going to forget that. We're never going to stop dwelling on it. And, you know, we're going to be the demise of that at that point. I think there's only one way to really do it. Either walk away because you can't tell me guilt took over after. You were enjoying it then. You went out for that purpose to go meet somebody. So either open this up to an open relationship, ask her, hey, do you want an open relationship, or walk away now, brother, because you lost it.
Let me ask you, Scott, what would be an argument they would have had that would have not justified him cheating, but going out and being completely reckless? Like what's something?
Well, she would have had to cheat. I mean, the only way I'm ever going to cheat is she walks to me and said she just cheated. I'm walking out. I'm going to get me some, and I'm done with this relationship.
But then, I mean, you're
let's
not really
be real
cheating
as
at that
men.
point, are you, Scott? You're
well,
Mm-hmm.
you know, until that divorce, I get it. But there's no hall pass or dinner or vacation. I agree with her vacation. That means she's not going to forget that. I don't care if 5 years down the road, that's going to be in every argument you have.
Mm-hmm.
So you might as well either walk away or open this thing up and let's become swingers.
Just walk up to her with a pineapple in hand.
Right on, man.
Upside down it, baby.
All right, Scott, have a great day, friend.
You too, guys.
All right, see you later.
Got a great idea to fix the situation.
I hear that, like, if she cheats, I'm going out right and cheating, and cheating right away. It's going to be like the movie Hall Pass. I'm going to Applebee's and having wings and going to bed at 9. Like,
yeah,
right, because that's our routine now.
No,
that's where we're at.
No, I don't have the game. Like, what are you talking about? It's not like I'm turning down women every time I go out the door.
You go to the bar, you wait till about, 1:45-ish.
Oh.
You find the biggest woman with the least amount of teeth in her face, and you say, you're coming with me.
I got to be honest. If I'm cheating as revenge, it ain't just going to be on crumbs. Listener email, I'm about to get divorced from my wife of 10 years
Homeless
because
people eat out of garbage cans,
I
Corbin.
made a stupid mistake and had a one-night stand. We got in an argument. I left, went to the bar, and slept with some woman. Almost immediately, the guilt took over me. She's told me it's over. But I have to try. What can I do to get her or to give our marriage a second chance? Lindsay.
Okay, so he already did the most awful thing he could have done.
Morning, it's the Big Mad Morning Show, 918 888-460-KMOD. You can also text BMMS and then what you want to say to 82945. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Corbin. You got 3 more days to rock the bank at 9 a.m. this morning. When you hear that nationwide keyword, enter it online at KMOD.com for your chance at $1,000. And then you've got 8 more chances throughout the day.
Good morning, Gimpy.
Hey, buddy. Good morning. So, OU football's on this weekend. They are taking on BYU. Now, your pregame with Chris Blank starts right here at 9 a.m. The kickoff is at 11. And you can always stream it on the iHeartRadio app.
All right. Thought we'd do a little fill in the blank news. I'll read part of a headline. You guys have to guess what is the missing part. Iceland town evacuated ahead of expected blank.
Oh, yes.
Iceland town evacuated ahead of expected blank.
Lindsay, do you know this one?
Volcanic eruption?
Very well could be a very good possibility that there's this massive volcano that's going to erupt. And they're like, get the hell out of here. We're all going to die under hot magma. Or it could be flying monkeys. Listen, if the news was like, flying monkeys are coming to Tulsa, evacuate, I'm out the door.
Are you? Or are you going to stick around and see flying monkeys?
Hell no, I'm out.
I want to see flying monkeys.
I am not taking my chance.
I know how that movie ends.
Absolutely. She melts when she gets water splashed on her. But yes, it's volcano.
Iceland is evacuating a town south of the capital city of Reykjavik because it could be destroyed by a volcanic eruption. The town in danger lies near an active volcanic system and was evacuated early Saturday after magma shifting beneath the ground triggered hundreds of earthquakes. The head of Iceland's Civil Protection and Emergency Management said Saturday that the magma was at a very shallow depth, so they were expecting an eruption within a couple days. The rumbling beneath the ground has already caused cracks in roads and damage to buildings. Some of the footage coming out of some of the road damage and things like that, it's impressive. It is impressive. I'm such a nerd for my Chiefs that I follow the owners and their family members on social media. And they, after the Germany game, they went to Iceland. And so and never forget, Iceland's green is ice in terms of those countries. Nonetheless, they were there and they had to be evacuated off the island, because of the dangers that were imminent. And it was so funny because they post these beautiful pictures. And then they were like, crazy, we have to leave because of this. And then a bunch of like photos of one of them in a bikini. And you're like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Is it about you or is it about this horrible thing that might destroy their city? Anyway, winner learns lottery ticket blank. Winner learns lottery ticket blank.
Ooh, expired maybe. Invalid maybe even.
I think I saw this. If it's the same story, it was I think it was so much bigger than what they had
That's what she
thought. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Never heard that.
Never.
Oh, yeah. I think it was a lot bigger than what they had expected it to be.
A woman has been handed a big surprise at lottery headquarters. The woman was cashing in what she thought was a Powerball ticket worth $600. At the lottery office, she was told it was actually worth $150,000.
Hell yeah.
That's nice.
That's a good surprise.
Yeah, that's totally a good surprise.
Yes.
But when they go, hey, it's actually worth more, you can't tell me you don't think you're getting in the Millie Club.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely. That's your first thought. But then they say, oh, it's $150,000. You're like slightly disappointed, but yet cool at the same time because you only thought you were getting $600.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So okay, after you pay the taxes and you're like, okay, what are you gonna do? You've 150,000. Let's say she gets what, 100 grand?
About
of that?
100,000 sounds about right. Maybe.
It's probably 40%. So she's probably getting like maybe 100, maybe.
Okay.
I think it's always safe to just assume half. So
Okay,
$75,000.
$75,000
Okay,
is still a good chunk of change compared to $600.
What would you do with that instantly? First thought.
Gimpy?
Oh, I'm paying bills. I am clearing credit out to where
Yeah.
I don't have anything hanging over my head at all whatsoever. And then after that, it's like, all right, cool. What's left? Is there a new car, enough for a new car, cash paid for, right? Is there enough for a good sizable down payment on a house? Or A house, well, 75,000. I mean, maybe you can find a house.
You can put a down payment on a house.
Yeah, a good down payment on a house.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, straight out the top, I'm taking care of all the bills and all the debt. Just be done with it.
Yeah, paying
So
off
I can start
vehicles.
new.
Yeah, I don't think that's a horrible plan. I think anytime you get an influx of money as a gift or something like this, pay yourself first. Do something for you, whether it's a pretty small vacation, something, and then do that.
Okay.
Otherwise, you win the money and you're like, meh, and then you probably end up spending more.
Right. And then you don't get to do anything for yourself. You're like, I had $75,000, but I blew it all on bills.
Yeah. What about you, Lindsay?
Paying off vehicles first. Definitely.
Yeah. I don't think paying off bills is a horrible plan at all. Blank snubbed by Toy Hall of Fame. Blank snubbed by Toy Hall of Fame.
I know they just recently announced it, but I didn't read the article this year to see who was in.
Okay, they put in Nerf.
Right. The Cabbage Patch, I think, was one of them that I saw, but I didn't see. So who could get snubbed out of all the bad toys? No, because Furbies were already in, and so were stupid Beanie Babies.
A lightsaber?
A lightsaber? What?
I don't know. Barbie?
No. Why would Barbie get snubbed?
I don't know. Rubik's Cube?
The Ken doll has been snubbed by the Toy Hall of Fame. The Ken doll was chosen as one of 12 nominees for induction. Barbie sidekick lost out to baseball cards, Cabbage Patch Kids, the Fisher-Price Corn Popper, and Nerf foam toys. The Toy Hall of Fame inducts toys each year that have inspired creative play and enjoyed popularity over a sustained period.
Why'd they snub Ken? Because he's a man.
He's been snubbed his whole life.
I would agree of all those that Ken is the least influential of all those.
Probably so. The only reason he's made because Barb needed a companion.
Well, I'm completely fine with him being secondary in that storyline.
Yeah.
Right.
But baseball cards, are they really toys?
I mean, children are the ones that mostly get them and collect them. Adult,
no.
Hold on now. Let me finish my story. You start off as a kid, right? And the only adults that really still collect them is because they were kids. You don't see a lot of grown adult men that are in their 30s or 40s be like, you know what? I'm going to start collect. I never did before and I didn't care, but I'm going to go ahead and start collecting baseball cards now in my 30s and 40s.
I think you're overlooking a dramatic number of people that see it as an investment.
Yeah.
And that they do start it when they're older because they see it as a way to their retirement plan or things like that. I think it does inspire creative play, and it has been popular forever. So I think it's definitely worthy of being in there. Is it a toy in the terms of Fisher-Price, plastic, and all that? No, of course not.
Right.
But people, you get with your friends together and trade cards.
Sure.
So, cantaloupes recalled over blank concerns.
Ooh.
Cantaloupes recalled over blank concerns. Are you a cantaloupe fan, Lindsay?
I do like cantaloupe.
Gimpy?
Oh, yeah. Cantaloupe, honeydew.
Honeydew,
man.
yeah.
Me too.
Just melons in general.
They're ice cold. Oh my gosh, so good. Do you have a trick for picking cantaloupe?
Smell.
You go smell, okay?
Yeah, smells the way to go.
Okay.
You can smell it, it's real strong through the rind. I think it's, ripe and ready to go.
Yeah.
Nice and sweet.
Soft on the backside.
Yeah, that's the best way to judge anything.
Salmonella?
It's some kind of disease.
The FDA has announced a recall on cantaloupe due to salmonella concerns. The cantaloupes were distributed by Sophia Produce between October 16th and 23rd, which means you've eaten it already, and have a Malachita label. They were sold in 10 states: Arizona, California, Florida, Illinois, Maryland, Michigan, Tennessee, Texas, Wisconsin, not here. The FDA warns the recalled fruit might have also appeared in markets outside of those states. They advise throwing out any cantaloupe with the Malachita sticker. If you still have cantaloupe from the 23rd of October, why are you buying cantaloupe? You don't eat it.
Right. I'll get to it one day. And then when you finally do, you're like, you know what? I've got a cantaloupe in there. I think I'm going to go ahead and slice it open. And you slice it open, it's all rotten.
When it starts getting opaque.
They're not bananas. You're not making cantaloupe bread.
Right. Blank tops alternative chart for 10th week. Blank tops alternative chart for 10th week.
Queens of the Stone Age. I don't know. That's just the first thing that came to mind.
I was thinking of the new Beatles song, but it hasn't been out that long.
Okay.
Right?
Would that be considered like an alternative song? Maybe, I guess. I don't know. It's all crap to me, but sure. I think I'd seen something in there where the new Beatles song has set a record somewhere.
Yeah.
So sure, why not?
Sorry, I'm making sure I have it here.
Whiskey's gonna ease my mind.
This song is phenomenal. I hardly think it's alternative.
No, it's not. It's country. It's country can be.
Okay. I don't know how it's country as country can be. It sounds, besides his voice, and they're both country artists.
Right.
He does a bunch of stuff with the Lumineers and other artists.
Okay, so top 40.
I would call it more pop music.
Yeah.
But if you had to, it definitely got to start in country. Absolutely. But I think this might, I don't know how this isn't like up for a Grammy.
Right.
This song is amazing.
Yeah.
I Remember Everything is who this is, by Zach Bryan and Casey Musgrave, is in its 10th week. Right? I could go on a tangent.
Yeah.
She did shrooms to write her last album.
Is she really?
Yeah.
I see.
Controlled.
Yeah. You got to open up that creative outlet somehow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the way to do it.
It's in its 10th week at number 1 on the alternative hot rock and alternative songs chart. The song made history in early September when it became the first song to ever debut at number 1 on the Hot 100, Hot Country Songs, and Hot Rock and Alternative Songs chart in the same week. It was the 4th song this year to debut at number 1 on the Hot 100 Hot Country Songs chart. In 2022, Zach Bryan's Something's in the Orange spent 20 weeks atop the Hot Rock and Alternative Songs chart. How about that, though?
That guy, man, on fire, dude. He's just one of those. I don't think there's a song yet that he's put out that I'm like, yeah, this is garbage.
Yeah.
This is garbage.
Yeah.
Get out of here, Zach.
Yeah, and he is a local guy. He still is here. He has a house. I won't say where, with his dad. His dad just recently did a walk from Claremore to
like Skyatook or some jive, right? Pawnee or something.
Pawnee, I think it might have been
a long walk.
Yeah, to raise money.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I saw him yesterday on a motorcycle.
Really?
But I don't know if he's a rider.
Okay.
Because I live over in that area where he lives. But if you're Zach, we want to talk to you, man.
For real.
Yeah, we'd love to have a chat, man. Anything you want to talk about, you can come on the Uncensored. We don't even talk about music.
No.
We can talk about everything but your music.
We can talk about politics and religion if you want to.
Whatever you want, man.
Just bring Casey with.
Remember when we listened to one of his songs like what, 2-3 years ago?
Yeah,
Gimpy?
you turned me on to him. I had not ever heard of this guy, and you're like, hey, there's a local guy, you should check him out. Here you go. And then I was like, all right, cool. Fell in love with him instantly.
Yeah.
And I think it was that next year that he headlined Born and Raised. And dude, as a nobody I've never heard before, and he come out as a headliner, rocked the show, and I was impressed and in love since then.
Noel Gallagher on what America blanks about Oasis. Noel Gallagher on what America blanks about Oasis.
Mrs. Loved.
Feels, thanks. There's so many different
I
emotions
know.
that you could put in there. Hates.
Yeah. Adored about Oasis.
Okay.
On what America really felt about Oasis, or
realized about Oasis. They're a bunch of douchers.
Yeah, right. I want to say missed.
Sure, missed it is.
Oasis didn't really take off in America like they did in the UK, and Noel Gallagher says he knows why. In a new interview, Gallagher says, America, they couldn't handle the fact that we didn't give an F about anything. He added, I think that's the reason we've never really had a number 1 album in America. They wouldn't go the extra mile for us because we wouldn't go the extra mile for them. He further noted, that's why we've never been nominated for a Grammy. You've got to do all that stuff over there. You got to kind of fake it a little bit, and we just couldn't do it, which is why we'd always stall at number 2. I don't disagree with what he's saying.
No.
There's a little bit of playing the game that has to happen if it isn't organic. And I've been a part of conversations where songs get worked to number 1,
right,
which means it isn't organic. You're not feeling it, whatever.
Right.
It's like, hey, man, we're really trying to get number 1.
Right. Could you just give us a few more spins, man?
I think Oasis is easily one of the, you could make an argument, it is one of the most influential bands of the 90s.
That's
I
fair.
said you could make an argument.
Yeah.
I didn't say it would win the argument. Ozfest blank will finally be released. Ozfest blank will finally be released.
Lineup?
Oh,
That's the only thing that makes sense. You know, artist lineup.
Dates?
Poster. Dates is another good one. Okay. Locations. Okay. Yeah.
Schedule? Ozfest?
Yeah.
Lineup and schedule.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Lineup, schedule. All the whole nine.
The long unreleased Ozfest documentary,
Oh.
We Sold Our Souls for Rock and Roll, will finally be released. Director Penelope Seifriss said in a new interview, it has Black Sabbath, original Black Sabbath, and Slipknot, Rob Zombie system. It's got Godsmack, Fear Factory, blah, 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 blah. 10 bands in it. That's her words, not mine. 10 bands in it with Buckethead playing guitar in a cemetery, and it's a great film. And Sharon Osbourne says she's going to release it now after 20 years. Seifriss added about the doc, quote, it's like you are going on tour on the Ozfest and you're seeing all these bands. I went on a tour bus and went to like 30 cities and filmed all 10 bands. And I respect the bands. I used to wake up in the morning, lay in bed, cry for a half an hour before I got out of bed because I never got the movie released. And now, I mean, it's a historical document at this point of 1999 Ozfest. Settle down. I don't know if it's a historical document. It's definitely a cultural document, maybe.
Right.
But it also could be a turd. Looking for a band in this one. Extreme and Blank teaming up for a 2024 U.S. tour. Extreme.
Really?
And Blank teaming up for a 2024 U.S. tour.
Extreme as more than words.
If you know another one.
Right. Mr. Big.
Ooh, I
love
like it. I love
that guess.
Extreme and Richard
Slaughter.
Marx.
I love that guess, Kippy. For sure.
Just to be the next to be
Totally. Who sings this?
Mr. Big?
Yeah, let him.
Oh, come on. Richard Marx.
All right. Extreme and Living Color are added more dates to their co-headlining tour in 2024. The trek kicks off January 24th in New Jersey and was supposed to wrap up in late February and will continue till March 16th in Nashville. Pre-sale tickets for select dates on the newly announced leg will start on Wednesday. General ticket sales go live on Friday. FBI investigating Nikki Sixx blank. FBI is investigating Nikki Sixx blank.
Security.
Okay. Investigating Nikki Sixx. Mick Mars is on my brain for whatever stupid reason. You say Nikki Sixx, and I go straight to Mick Mars. You know, because he was pretty much the reason of the group, and then they pretty well stole everything from him, right?
That's the allegation, yes.
Okay. But that's not the deal. It's Nikki Sixx. I'm out. I have nothing.
Nikki Sixx says the FBI is investigating a stalker who has targeted his family. Yesterday on Instagram, Motley Crue bassist talked about a woman who had been targeting his family with bodily harm and death threats. He said she was ultimately arrested, but now there's a new stalker doing the same thing. The person went so far as to show up at his house and make more threats. At the end of this post, Sixx thanked the FBI, law enforcement, and court systems for treating the threats with urgency. Sixx has been on the road with Motley Crue for much of the year, performing the world tour alongside Def Leppard. In the thing, he also stated something to the effect of like that they were friends and met and was just trying to continue their conversation, where he obviously stated, I don't know who this person is.
Yeah.
We've never met, which I find that hard to, there's no way to prove. There's no way he can remember every single person he's ever met.
Right.
Absolutely.
He could have had a conversation with somebody at a meet and greet, book signing, and they feel like we became friends.
Right. Which means that person would be crazy.
Yeah. Data determines blank album was the best LP of the 90s. We were just having this conversation with Oasis. Data determines blank album was the best LP of the 90s.
Best LP of
Who would have the best?
Mr. Big.
That'd be awesome.
Trying to find the name of that album. I'm sure they had more than just one. I'm sticking with Mr. Big.
Okay.
It's a Mr. Big kind of day.
Data reporting outlet Stacker has determined the best album of the 90s. Stacker determined the 10 best albums of the decade based on 40,000 editorial and data-based charts. Based on the data, the outlet says Radiohead's OK Computer is the best album of the 90s. I am a Radiohead fan. I like Radiohead. I do not agree it was the best album. I don't even know if I wouldn't put it in the top 5.
Yeah, I never was a big Radiohead fan. So when to hear that, I'm like, okay, but I'm just one person. That's it.
Truth. Last one. Homer Simpson to continue blank. Homer Simpson to continue blank.
Choking Bart. Yeah. Because what it is like last week or whatever, you're like, we're not going to choke Bart anymore.
Right.
We've stepped into the 21st century and we think that child abuse is bad, okay? But then they're like, hey, that's kind of Homer's thing. Getting drunk, eating donuts and food, and choking his son. Let him have it.
Yeah. Was there an outpour?
I'm sure there was. I'm sure there was. Don't change it. Let it be.
Yeah. Okay. Choking his son.
It looks like Homer Simpson will continue strangling his son Bart despite speculation that the Simpsons character would stop that habit. The show signaled a change in a new episode in which Homer responds to someone commenting on his firm handshake, telling his wife, strangling the boy has paid off. Just kidding. I don't know that anymore. Times have changed. The website IGN claimed Homer hasn't put his hands around Bart's neck since the season airing between 2019 and 2020. But the show's co-creator told People magazine, nothing's changed.
Yeah. He may not have choked him out in an episode. Maybe he hasn't had a reason to strangle Bart in any of those episodes.
It may just be like self-fulfilling prophecy. Like you think it happened every episode. Here's what I know. Now it's going to happen a lot.
Right. Just ramping it up because people are expecting it.
Yeah, you made it sound like it. So now they're going to totally troll you. And people will watch this show that's been on forever.
Mm-hmm.
Because they want to see.
Years.
I actually had a moment of remembering the show. It might have been last week where I was like, oh, the Halloween episode, the Treehouse episode.
Yeah, Treehouse of Horrors.
Yeah, I missed it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I probably missed it because it's probably the same one. I probably could watch 1 and 24 and it'd be the exact same.
Right.
But, all right, we got to take a break and we'll be back.
You're listening to the Big Mad Morning Show.
They got those, or they were told they're getting those, what that day was like.
They probably hated it.
Why?
Because it eliminated jobs.
Oh, that's true. Well, I still see 2 or 3 people in those trucks.
For residential, but for Trashosaurus Rex that picks up the dumpster, it's one person.
Right.
Okay. Kelly Sarber, the president and CEO of Strategic Management Group, again said that we had a woman in New York City mistakenly toss her diamond ring into the trash. She then paid an undisclosed amount of money to have one of the massive barges that took waste from Manhattan to Fresh Kills landfill pulled out of service so the garbage collectors could dig through the thousands of tons of trash until they found it. And they did find her ring. Raccoons. My favorite thing about emptying people's trash is the raccoon surprise. You open the top of a can and stick your hand in to grab the bag, but instead grab a raccoon or 2. I saved a few of those cute little creatures.
Cute. Get out of here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Text came in. I also learned that people tip the trash man with cash and beer.
Nice.
I mean, cash, I've done that. I've tipped the trash people. The problem is they're not always the same people on every route.
Right.
And then, so I'm thinking them for the one time they did, I don't know. But to tip beer, I don't know if they drink beer.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You're just assuming at that point, and then they take it anyway just because of the gesture. Thanks.
Right,
I'm
and
a
throw it in the
recovering
trash.
alcoholic,
Yeah.
asshole.
They're like the rich people who throw away new shoes.
Right.
Yeah. Brand new electronics. My friend's dad was a garbage man, and when he would pick up from places like Walmart, Best Buy, if they had TVs or PlayStations, any type of electronics, laptops in the garbages. He'd bring them home. He had friends that would fix them, and we'd get new electronics. Not bad.
You know, a lot of people have done that.
Yeah.
Go dumpster diving and find stereos and TVs and stuff.
Yeah. Hospital biohazard waste. I ran a large trash hauling company in Georgia for 3 years. I can't tell you how many times hospitals threw their bio waste out to save on disposal fees. It got so bad the landfill ended up reporting them to big fines.
In this state, you can take a thing of syringes, and as long as it's in not a Sharps container, but a container that cannot be punctured, like a thing of laundry soap, you can just write Sharps and then throw it in the trash.
Huh? How about that?
Someone texted in, I work for waste management. It does happen often. Homeless and crackheads sleep in the cans that I pick up, and it is cray. Yeah. So anyway, one man's trash isn't always another man's treasure.
Overwhelmingly, you gave us garbage. Thought we'd do a little fill in the blank news. I'll read part of a headline, leave part of it out. If you can guess the blank part correctly, good on you. First one, Mattel introduces blank Barbie doll. Mattel introduces blank Barbie doll.
That's fun because they got so many different ones now. They've got prosthetic Barbie. They've got slightly overweight Barbie.
Pregnant Barbie.
Pregnant Barbie. I'm trying to think of the other Barbies that I've seen at the store. They got a handy-capable Barbie in a wheelchair.
Think it's a transgender Barbie?
It wouldn't surprise me. We'll go with trannies.
If you've seen the movie, you know Kate McKinnon is a breakout character in the movie. Weird Barbie from the hit movie Barbie is getting its own doll. The doll, inspired by Kate McKinnon's character, and is complete with a pink baby doll dress, short, spiky blonde hair, and pink and blue highlights, squiggly forehead line, and a circle around her eye. Announcing the doll on Instagram, Mattel wrote, Barbie knows what it's like to play just a little too much. The Barbie movie has earned more than $1 billion at the global box office, making it the first film solely directed by a woman to ever cross that mark. Funeral Home is offering blank-themed coffins. Funeral Home is offering blank-themed coffins.
I saw this and I thought, okay, come on now.
Well, I have no idea what you're talking about. So
in
good number Marvel Barbie themed.
You nailed it. Nailing the coffin.
Ruins the entire time limit that we have.
What would you want your coffin to look like?
Not Barbie.
Well, neither would I, but that's what people are supposedly paying for.
But you're not Barbie fans.
I am.
Right.
I love Barbie.
Sure. Do you have anything Barbie themed in your home?
No.
Okay, then
absolutely not.
But that's the point, right?
Yeah.
Is that it would have to be something you're a diehard for.
Right. Mine be like cannabis themed or something like that. And PlayStation.
Barbie Mania continues to sweep the world. One funeral home in El Salvador has boarded the Barbie bandwagon in a big way. The Alpha and Omega Funeral Home in Achapan is offering a pink Barbie-themed coffin for people who want to take their obsession with pop culture sensation to the afterlife. Each of the metal caskets is decorated with stars and features lining imprinted with pictures of Barbie. One of the spokespeople says, we have to jump on this trend, adding he's already sold 10 of the coffins. It's been a success. The coffin is the latest bizarre Barbie merchandise to be released in Latin America, which has also seen products such as Barbie lunchboxes, pink tacos and pastries, and even Barbie-themed airplanes. New Jersey, only state where drivers can't blank. New Jersey, only state where drivers can't blank.
Drivers, right. That's every state. Can't honk their horn. Okay. Noise ordinance. Can't get out of your car with a can of spray paint and spray paint the person behind you.
Can't pass other drivers. Can't use the express lane.
Okay. All those sound like good ideas.
New Jersey is the only state in the U.S. where drivers can't pump their own gas.
Huh.
It comes as lawmakers in Oregon voted to end the ban on self-serve gas, and Governor Tina Kotek signed off on it. ending the state's 72-year ban. Gas stations across New Jersey have pushed for lawmakers to lift the ban, which has been in effect since 1949. They say self-serve gas would allow them to lower the price.
Absolutely, yeah. I wonder why that's crazy. That's crazy. I thought, those days of somebody else having gas station attendants were pretty well over.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one in forever.
There's one here in town.
Is there?
Yeah, Reed's over.
Reader's over there off 15. Okay. But it costs you extra. And
of course it does.
I don't like it. Yeah.
Blank are coming to Jeopardy. Blank are coming to Jeopardy. Nerds. In there.
Right. Average people. There you go. The bottom of the class is coming to Jeopardy.
Right.
Reruns.
I could see that. Like on a game show network or something. Playing the old episodes of the Jeopardy.
Oh, yeah.
Like the 80s and stuff like that. So we still get our taste of Alex Trebek and that wonderful stash.
And the fro, man.
Oh, yeah.
When the new season of Jeopardy premieres, there'll be some changes as the writer strike continues. During an interview on the Inside Jeopardy podcast, that's a thing. Executive producer Michael Davies revealed that the show will use a... Good morning. It's the Big Mad Morning Show, 918-460-KMOD. Lindsay, I'm going to give you your choice. We can trigger some people, or you can go, wow. What's it going to be? Trigger people or wow?
Let's trigger some people.
Yeah.
According to a study, pets don't really bring humans happiness or improve their well-being.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. I'm happy every time I see Fluffy.
A new study found that despite owners claiming pets improve their lives, researchers do not see reliable association between pet ownership and well-being. According to researchers, during the pandemic, it was stressful for everybody. And a lot of people bought pets during that time. In the study, authors assessed a total of 767 people on 3 separate occasions. The research team opted to adopt a mixed method approach that allowed them to simultaneously assess several indicators of well-being while also asking participants to reflect on the role of pets from their point of view in an open-ended manner. Generally, pet owners predictably reported their pets made them happy. More specifically, they said their pets helped them feel more positive emotions and provided affection and companionship.
Lies!
On the other hand, the participants also articulated the dark side of pet ownership, such as worries related to their pet's well-being or having the pet interfere with working remotely. Crucially, when study authors actually compared the happiness of pet owners to levels seen among non-pet owners, the data set showed no difference in the well-being of pet owners and non-pet owners over time. The research team explains it also didn't matter what type of pet people owned, how many they cared for, or how close a pet was to their person. Researchers also did not deem the personality of the owners to be a factor either. They even included stop calling them babies. They are not their pets. I may have added part of that sentence.
Part of all of
I'll
it.
let you figure that out.
I would say that that pets would actually cause more stress than bring happiness. Because you can think about it, man. I mean,
Preach.
You got to worry about the health of the animal, getting them to the vet, and then there's the bills that go with that.
The bills alone.
There's the fact that you got to remember, oh crap, I got to feed Fluffy today, or else they're going to shrivel up and die. There is the stress of coming home and did the dog crap in the house. You see what I'm saying? Waking up to a cat going.
Of all the pet owners I know, and just off the top of my head, 1, 2, 3, my mom 4, I only know one of them that don't complain about the animal making a mess.
Right.
Like bodily fluids in some capacity.
Yeah, I know that.
I've never heard Lindsay complain about that.
No.
So that is not good. There are less people taking melatonin.
Right.
You're right.
I agree 100%, man.
Mm.
I equate like worrying about dog food and stuff like that to when you have a baby and you're like, do we have diapers?
Or enough formula or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
right.
absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm surprised to hear Gimpy say that because, he said before, I'm not taking my dog to the vet to put it down.
He absolutely said that. But he's also, he's never said they don't stress him out.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
I know they stress him out. He has shared with me it stresses him out.
Many times, I've got to be home by noon. Because if I don't, I've told Corbin this many a times, if I don't, the chances of them crapping in their cages increases by like 75%. So like we had this meeting here last week, right, with some clients or whatever.
Yeah.
And I had to bounce out. I left y'all here. We ate, I ate. I said hi. I did my part. And I was like, I got to go because there's a good chance I'm going to have to clean out a cage when I get home. Now, granted, I lucked out barely because as soon as I opened that door, they darted out of it and went and handled their business or whatever. But any little bit longer, I'd have been pissed off coming home to a damn mess.
I don't want any of that smoke.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
They're fun. They're great, but they're more stressed than they are bringing happiness and joy to your life. I think people say that because they don't want to look like assholes.
The thought of it is nice, but then when it comes down to it, to pull the trigger and having a dog, I have to pass.
I thought you were going to get one. What
stress.
happened?
I know. No.
Did you not?
We did not.
That's weird. I thought you had one.
Yeah, I thought
At one time we did.
I thought you had one recently.
Yeah. It was just like at the state fair we were talking about it.
We looked at one.
So what
and
happened?
no.
The family shot it down?
Yeah.
Who shot it down?
Well, Kevin.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Now you're just by proxy. So you
hindsight,
really wanted one.
I wouldn't have said no.
So now you're towing the company line.
I wouldn't have said no, but I think I would have regretted it had he said yes.
Probably.
Because of the stress that comes with it.
I love
especially
dogs.
when you go on vacation and you have to make
Yes.
arrangements and it's just a lot.
I love dogs. Playing
too.
with dogs is fun. Seeing them be cute is fun. All that stuff is awesome. I don't like just having to decide my vacation or weekend away or whatever around will they have room at the boarding place or how much it costs. Factoring that into a vacation. I don't like factoring in, I've got to go get the dog to take him to the vet, to stand at the vet, to wait for the vet, to talk to the vet, to then pay the vet bill.
What the vet?
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved picking up dog crap.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. When you got two horses, and I'm a sucker, man. I saw one on Facebook the other day. It was a Great Dane English Mastiff mix, and it was a puppy they were getting rid of. I was like, no, you have two horses and a rat dog already. You do not need another one. But that's just me. I love the animals, and I'll take on that stress, and I'll bitch about it every time.
I think it might be one of the more funny things that if aliens have visited, they visit and go, why are they picking up? Why isn't the animal? Why are they out there? Why are they letting that animal crap in the house in a box? And then sifting through it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because you're trained.
Yes. Yes, we are.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back.
Tulsa's morning show is coming right back.
Pulls them towards them. This is all through the pants, by the way. Pulls them
Through
through
jeans?
them. Yeah. Pulls them through and then
I don't
takes a
know,
deep bite
dude.
out. What, you don't think that you could do it through jeans?
No, I'm thinking there's got to be more to this story. I think you can kind of bite through jeans, but even if we're in a tussle, I'm gonna and I feel you near my genitals. I'm moving my hand down there,
right,
to move your face away,
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You would like to think that, you know.
I'm, as someone who's been in scenarios where a face gets in your crotch, you grab and take your hand and move it away.
I guess.
I just don't let people near my balls.
I mean, you want to try it? I'll come in there. We can try it.
Sure, let's see how close you get. Get on your knees and try to put your face in my balls. See what happens. See how close you can get. I'll give you $100 if you can put my... Nope, not saying it.
Yeah, almost got you.
Delta flight forced into emergency landing by passengers diarrhea. A 350 aircraft was 2 hours into a transatlantic flight from Georgia to Spain on Friday when the pilot asked to come back because of the fecal fiasco. They said, "This is a biohazard issue," the pilot said to air traffic control, recorded from the liveatc.com. It was shared to Twitter. We've had a passenger who's had diarrhea all the way through the airplane, so they want us to come back to Atlanta. The identity of the passenger remains a mystery, but the passengers and crew were transferred, and flight DL-194 finally made it to Barcelona at 5:10 p.m. the very next day, 8 hours later than scheduled. It's not known if the passenger who had the diarrhea problem was aboard the plane when it touched down in Spain or not. An alleged Federal Aviation Authority flight strip was posted on Reddit, which appeared to confirm the situation involved biohazard all over the plane. Cleaning crews were able to scrub down the aircraft once it landed in Atlanta, and since flight records show it was used for another flight.
I have the audio if you want to hear the pilot.
Yeah.
Negative. It's just a biohazard issue. We've had a passenger who had diarrhea all the way through the airplane, so they want us to come back to Atlanta.
Like,
yeah, gross.
First of all, stay in the bathroom.
For real.
Yeah.
You got a permanent seat right there. You're good.
Now I get it. You're in the middle seat. You're like, I don't want to bother the guy. He's sleeping. I don't want to ask to get up until it's too late. Dude,
No
that's
way.
oh man, I don't know if I can get back on a plane.
You wake somebody up. Hey, excuse me, bro. I've got to slide past you.
How about just step over you? Let's not go with that vernacular.
Delta said, "We sincerely apologize to our customers for the delay and inconvenience to their travel plans." And Delta has had a rough week in the air. Another flight en route to Milan, Italy, had to be redirected to the Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport on August 29th when it hit severe turbulence, and they injured 11 passengers on that flight.
Does Delta owe those people anything?
No. Turbulence happens?
No. The poop one.
Oh. Ooh. Maybe some. Ooh. It's not their fault. I mean, they
went back for safety.
But if they, yeah, exactly. I mean, it'd be nice to get some.
That's not the question.
Free flight.
That's not the free flight.
Just a discounted
A
flight.
discounted flight, yeah.
Free flight. Discount for safety.
Yes. And
I mean, if they want them to come back, I mean, because I'd be thinking, I don't ever want to be on that airline again.
It had zero to do with Delta.
Right. It's true. But you're going to think, I don't want to fly that again. You have that visual in your head.
Yeah, but that's not Delta's fault. Right. It's not like a piece of equipment, went tumbling down the aisle.
Right. No, they don't. But if they want to be good customer service.
Good customer service for what?
The fact that they had a crappy situation on board.
Because they had a client, like someone who paid for a ticket, who had tum-tum troubles, had bubble guts.
Yeah.
I don't think
they're already apologizing.
Feels really entitled. Yeah, because they have to.
Right.
Because if they don't, people are like, they're not being sensitive.
And then that's all they get is a simple apology.
I think it happens.
Yeah, they don't have to do anything. But if they want to go above and beyond,
right,
then yes.
Here, 50% off your next flight.
Exactly.
We make sure that this one
50%. You two are insane.
Be nice. You know how expensive tickets are?
Yeah, right. Mother and daughter kill and grill grandma. See, now that's a headline. This happens in Maryland.
Hats off for the rhyme.
Yeah, right. See, that was
a good headline.
You told me you just pointed out a missed opportunity, and I was like, well, I got one too. So I just changed it real quick.
I love it. Well done.
Mother and daughter kill and grill grandma. What happened was this happens in Maryland, where police were sent to the home of a 71-year-old Margaret Craig for a welfare check. Margaret hadn't been heard or seen of from the last couple of days. All right. Well, for a couple of days, because they think that this all happened towards the end of May. So the police go over there and they do the welfare check, and that's when they can smell the decomposing body coming from a basement. Okay. So they go down there and they search, and that's where they found 3 different plastic bags with human remains in it, rotting away in the basement. So the story goes that Margaret accused her daughter, who is 44 years old, Candace Craig, of credit card fraud. So that led to an argument betwixt Margaret and Candace, which led to Margaret's death. Okay. So flash forward a little bit. They say that the 19-year-old daughter of Candace, a woman named Celia Hardy, found the body of Margaret in a plastic bin and then decided.
News: Deshaun Watson is going to undergo season-ending surgery.
Oh,
no. Broken bone in his throwing shoulder. That will mean that he has not played a complete season since 2020.
Wow.
Hang it up, dude.
And he is not getting younger. Not that does, I mean, it doesn't mean anything. He's only 28, but still, as time goes by, the more you don't play a complete season,
right,
it gets tougher on you. He wasn't having a great season this year.
Yeah, shoulder surgery recovery is what?
6 to 8 weeks.
I mean, he'll be back. He'll be back to the beginning of the season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's going to, it's a broken bone. So they're going to have to deal with that. And then he's going to have to relearn throwing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the rehab that goes with it.
Yeah. So he's going to be, he'll be, by the time he's 100%, he won't. But so he's out. And the idea that they got to start questioning, is he the guy?
Right. Could have another San Francisco moment, where they bring the backup in and he does way better. And they're like, you know what, Deshaun, you gotta go. We got a better idea.
Yeah. That means that he is not play. That means since he's been with Cleveland, he's only played 12 games, I think.
Yikes.
And he's been with them 3 years. Now, granted, he was out on a year suspension thing, right?
Yeah.
But still, it's your behavior.
Yeah.
They paid him.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Major League Baseball will honor the most dominant pitchers of 2023 on Wednesday. Yankees ace Garrett Cole, Blue Jays hurler Kevin Gausman, and Twin starter Sonny Gray are up for the American League Cy Young Award. Diamondbacks righty Zach Gallen, Giants twirler Logan Webb, and 2016 Cy Young winner Blake Snell are the finalists on the National League side. New York's Cole is expected to win the award unanimously after sporting a 15-4 record with a 2.63 ERA last season. He led the league in earned run average, innings pitched, and batting average allowed. Meanwhile, San Diego's Snell is the National League favorite after allowing an MLB best 2.25 ERA over 180 innings pitched last year. He would become one of nearly 24 players in Major League history to win the award more than once. Not a single qualifying offer was accepted by the 7 Major League Baseball players they were offered to. Angels two-way star Shohei Ohtani was among the group who turned down the 1-year, $20.325 million qualifying offer. Outfielder Cody Bellinger, pitchers Josh Hader and Blake Snell, Aaron Nola and Sonny Gray, and third baseman Matt Chapman made up the rest of the group and will all head into free agency. The teams who offered qualifying offers will receive draft compensation should the player sign with another team. And Yankees general manager Brian Cashman is receiving criticism from one of his players' agents. Joel Wolf, the agent of Giancarlo Stanton, responded to comments made by Cashman about his client. Cashman to New York Daily News last week that getting injured seems to be part of Stanton's game. In a statement to The Atlantic, Wolf responded that all free agents should consider that signing with the Yankees means you need to be made of Teflon because you can never let your guard down. Stanton is coming off the worst season of his career after batting 191 with 24 home runs. And that's your Balls to the Wall Sports. I'm Lindsay on 97.5 KMOD.
Balls to the Wall Sports is powered by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Great taste.
8 years. Jeopardy, 54 years. This show I've never heard of because it's in another country. Des Chiffres et de Lettres.
Sure, easy for
Numbers and Letters, 56 years. It's still on today. Price is Right, 60 years.
So that's the longest. Price is Right.
Price is Right, yeah.
Wow.
Is the longest one. Or is it going to be a thing that comes out like it did with Bob Barker that he had to kind of step away because
He old.
Mhm.
He like a miscusi.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Yeah. Well, it was a different time then.
Right. It'll changes. Empathy towards humans.
All right.
60 years is a long time, though,
Yeah.
for a game show.
Yeah, for sure. It just makes me wonder how long those are going to be on. Are they going to keep doing it? They're going to revamp it, make it different so they can keep that name going? Because really, that's all that people are going because of the name. People were watching because of the name, because they watched it growing up. Everybody knows that when you're sick and you're staying home from school, you're watching The Price is Right.
Yeah.
You know?
I think shows like Price is Right is a different game show, obviously, than like Jeopardy or Wheel, because they have to technologically evolve.
Okay.
They have to evolve the show and the games.
Right.
You can have some classics, but you've got to introduce new games on Price is Right, because technology changes and people's understanding of things changes.
That makes sense.
Wheel of Fortune, it's spin a wheel, earn points.
It's
Now,
the
how
same
they
game.
derive the letters and things like that, or on Jeopardy, can obviously change.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, it's the same game.
Yeah. There's no need to change it.
Tic-tac-toe, celebrity tip, whatever, doesn't last because you get annoyed. You get annoyed with just because you're famous doesn't mean you're awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Hollywood Squares.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And some of these other shows, that's why like Pyramid and like it runs its exhaustion level.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they don't do just Celebrity Wheel of Fortune. You want to see people that are like, quote unquote, you win.
Right. It gives you hope
Absolutely.
and a chance that you could be on that show someday and you could win that money.
The number of people that are like, to know someone to be on Wheel of Fortune is rare. Think about all the times they come through and recruit people, and then how many people from here actually get on the show? Not very many, if you think about it. So where do those people come from? Well, they recruit people. Some are up and coming actors. Like they tried, because they have to fill it. Lindsay's tried to be on game shows before. One of the hardest parts about being on a game show is that you have to fly out on your own, put yourself up, and you might get on the show.
Right. They don't pay for you to be out there until you finally make the final cut.
And when you're on the show, you might just get the minimum, which is like $1,000 now or something like that, which you're like, that's a lot. It is a lot. Not after hotel and airfare and expenses.
In California.
In anywhere.
Yeah.
You go to any hotel, you're not gonna, even if you're gonna stay at the Comfort Inn.
Right.
And if you are, it's still $200. You're there a week. That's $1,000. It doesn't matter where it's at. You ain't staying at the Sunnyside Inn with the satellite dish painted yellow.
Right. With all the crackheads and whores.
Well, I mean, you can get that anywhere, any hotel, right?
2 Subway employees shot over too much mayo.
Okay, I was like, sandwich or
Yes.
tunnel?
In Atlanta, police responded to a shooting at a Subway location inside of a Circle K. Reportedly, a customer became irate when too much mayonnaise was squirted onto his sandwich. That's when he allegedly opened fire, hitting 2 female employees, one of which was fatally wounded, and the other is in serious condition. The store's owner says a third employee fired back at the unnamed gunman.
What?
Yeah, but he
A
missed.
third employee. That means the employee had a gun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, by God, we got to save them sandwiches somehow, Corbin.
Yeah. The suspect is in custody. Police said that the woman was 26 years old. A 24-year-old employee was shot in front of her 5-year-old son. She's the one that's in critical condition. The woman was hit twice after she pushed her son out of the way under the counter to keep him from being hurt. The co-owner of the Subway said that a third worker had definitely shot at the gunman. He missed, but at least he put up a little fight, he said. Atlanta police officer said that this was a case of someone with a gun who didn't know how to resolve conflict without resorting to violence. They did not release the identity of the worker who was killed because they were still waiting for family members to be informed, but said both of the employees were young women who had just started at the location about 3 weeks ago. And the customer had been in the Subway location before without ever having an incident. The interim chief of police said so far arguments are the majority cause of homicides this year in Atlanta.
There's a lot going on in this story.
Boy, I tell you.
Your 5-year-old kid was there?
Yeah.
That's what I thought was bizarre. Okay, I get it. You got to go to work. You can't find a babysitter, but
Or can't afford one.
Or I
Can't
was
afford
thinking
one.
too, or maybe she was going to get off in like 20 minutes and, maybe the dad dropped the child off.
No, that's also not okay.
Yeah, I know.
It's a weird thing for the 5-year-old to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Two, another employee had a gun on him.
Yeah.
The other thing too was Subways. They're everywhere.
Right.
There was a time that I believe there were more Subways than McDonald's and Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts and all that. Like they were the most widely dispersed chain.
Yeah, especially for sub sandwiches. Faux show. They were like, they had the corner market there. But then some other places started.
I think they're
out.
still pretty high up on the list.
You think so?
Absolutely. You go anywhere, there's a Subway.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Anywhere.
Inside,
They're
gas
so
stations and
easy.
stuff.
It's not like a Chick-fil-A, right? Like you go, there are towns that just don't have Chick-fil-A's. I would bet almost every town has a Subway sandwich shop.
And if you're putting too much mayonnaise on mine, I'm giving you a tip. If I don't have to ask for it.
Here's the deal. You can tell them to stop anytime because you're sitting there watching them make your sandwich. You see how much of everything that they put on. You could have been like, whoa, dial it back on the mayonnaise, man.
Or you can say light mayo. Or
Right, but what's light mayo?
Light on the mayo.
Yeah, but how much is light? Your light and my light are not the same.
Yeah.
And I'm the artist here.
All right. These are the most popular sandwich chains in America. Okay. This is what it says. Blimpie. Have you ever had a Blimpie?
Yeah.
I have, but it's not most popular.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most locations.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Because I can name my favorite sandwich shop, but it's not everywhere.
Right.
And I would wager the majority of people in this town have never eaten at it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you can't go with most popular. You have to have which sandwich shop has the most locations.
Largest sandwich chain in the U.S. Oh, here we go. Fun. This is as of 2020, so it's a couple of years old. But it says largest sandwich chain. So does that quantify?
I think so.
As it could be.
Sure.
Okay. Continue to the site. Subway comes in at number 6.
Oh.
It has their rankings on.
What's
here.
number 1?
I got to scroll down. It doesn't have a number 1 listed on the quick list.
Well, what's number 5?
Listen, here's how it goes. 6, 18, 34, 46, 58, 63, 69, 89, 99, 100. There's nothing really. It says
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So the list you're looking at, those are sandwich ones on the list.
Mm-hmm.
So the number 1 sandwich shop is Subway, but it comes on number 6 of all, like probably fast food.
Probably so. U.S. sales and U.S. units. Subway did 10,000. This is the 2019 numbers. Did $10,000 in 2019 with 23,801 units. So is that sandwiches sold?
Or locations.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: is when you go, there's been many times I haven't said light mustard or whatever, but sometimes I get more and sometimes I get less. There's no consistency with the
right.
Yeah.
A lot of that's on the sandwich maker, sandwich artist, whatever you want.
I am confident that after her 2 weeks of working there, she had diligent training.
She sat back there and watched the videos, man, before she started the job.
There's no video.
There's no orientation videos.
Watch Spider. Make sure you powder your balls. We're changing. It's not patio parties. It's now powder your balls parties.
I like that. Are you going to bring the powder? Are you going to be doing the powdering? Who's powdering?
Every patio party
Powder
since the
before you
age of
come.
time.
Right.
Every single one.
Powder them up.
Absolutely.
Do you just like put a pile on like the counter and just kind of dip like you would your donuts and your coffee?
No.
Or?
So what I do is I put it in my hand, right? And then I waddle into the carpeted area in the closet, right?
Okay.
And then I have to it's kind of like a squat.
Okay.
And then I do the sides.
Okay.
And then I go underneath.
Okay. No padding at all whatsoever. Just kind of.
No padding.
Okay.
It's not padding. It's not playtime.
Well, what you do in your carpeted part of your closet is your business.
And then whatever's
Is
left
it a
goes in
rub?
my armpits.
Okay. Makes sense.
If it's not a pad, is it a rub down?
That's what I said. I said rub. Yeah, on
Right,
each side. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. What are you, a patter?
I'm not a patter. I'm not even a powderer.
Dude.
I'm a sprayer.
Dude.
I'm a sprayer. I got the talc spray, man.
No. Dude, going with powder is a game changer.
You say that now, but on a steamy, balmy day like it has been, you get that cold spray on your boys. Ooh.
That's temporary relief.
Yeah.
I'm talking long lasting.
Yeah, but I mean, it has the powder in it, and it does last a while. But that initial shock of the freezing cold air blasting in my balls feels great. Don't knock it till you try
what is the movements is what I'm worried about.
What, do you think it's going to blast them off like a sand
Yes,
blaster?
I know. I don't want a cold burn. Airport runway worker killed after being sucked into the airplane engine.
Yikes.
Federal officials are investigating the weekend death of a grounds worker at the Alabama airport. NTSB said the worker at Montgomery Regional Airport was killed after he was sucked. KMOD. You can also text BMMS and then what you want to say to 82945. Sorry, there was something I saw that I was going to come on, but I'm changing my mind. All right. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Corbin. Happy 26th birthday to mattress actress Rachel Rax. See who she smothers in American Boob Idol. Get a load of them. Them things, and they're so big.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, she's 5'5", 140 pounds, and taps out at 30 double J's.
Those things are massive.
Yeah.
She asked for those.
Like she went and paid for them, you think?
Absolutely.
They could be naturals.
Could be.
Whoa.
Could be.
Good morning, Gimpy.
Well, good morning, Corbin. Hey, so you just heard a keyword to get in on the alter ego, like get a trip to our alter ego concert. Your next keyword is going to be for $1,000 as we rock the bank. You listen for that keyword and then you punch it in at the website that rocks, KMOD.com, and you could win 1,000 smackaroonies.
Let's go ahead and do our top five. It's time for the top 5 songs. This week it's the top 5 songs from our Battle of the Bands contest for the 17th annual Cancer Sucks concert going down at the Canes Ballroom Saturday, November 25th, where the top 2 bands will open up for Hinder. Now here's Corbin, Gimpy, and Lindsay with this week's list. We got some great submissions. We got a couple that are pretty funny that I think I'm going to play for you.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much, I think only the exception of one, maybe 2, are all the same genre.
Right. Not like last year we had a country guy in there as well. And another, I think last year we had, it was like a one-man band sort of thing as well.
And all pretty much a good majority of them were middle of the road. So we get all these songs where they go for 1 through 5. Mm-hmm. And we listen through all of them. They either get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. And I think overwhelmingly, if we had to average, at least for mine, it averaged easily 3s or better.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same.
Same for you, Lindsay?
Yep.
Gimpy?
Yeah, about right.
So what I'm saying is I thought all the submissions were really good this year. Mm-hmm. But that being said, we did have to narrow it down to 5. Mm-hmm. And we did. So let's start at number 5. This song came out in 2021. The band is from the Tulsa, Oklahoma City area. They were established in 2020. It's the second song recorded by the band. The band frequently performs at the venue Shrine and the Vanguard, as well as playing out of town in the tri-state regions. You can hear more from them at sonicbids.com or wherever you stream your music online. Number 5 on the top 5 songs from finalists for the Battle of the Bands contest for Cancer Sucks is Shelter in Place and Rewind.
Things never feel the same. Every day reminded of the pain. I'm screaming your name. All emotions I cannot contain. Million things running through my head. Some days I'm feeling better off dead. Trying to see, but my mind's a mess. I can't wait to get this off my chest. Get it off my chest. Yeah, if we start getting crazy, I think I'd rather be
filter in place. That is Rewind. Number 5 on the top 5 songs from finalists for the Battle of the Bands contest for Cancer Sucks. So they made the top 5, but they aren't one of the bands that'll be playing with Hinder. What do you think, Lindsay?
Thumbs up. I really dug them. I think I gave them a 4, and I dig it. I dig their sound.
Gimpy.
Yeah, man, they got a great sound to them. I think great for this station, great for, of course, Cancer Sucks concert. Not good enough because they came in at number 5, but nonetheless, you're getting a thumbs up. Keep up the good work, guys.
Yeah, this track, it sounded well done. Driving rhythm. I like the lyrics of the song. I think they're for their third year. I think they're progressing in the right direction if they stick with it.
For sure.
Try not to do the same thing the next time, right? Try to figure out how to be better, and I think these guys are going to make it to that next level. So congratulations to them. They made it as number 5 on the top 5 songs from finalists for the Battle of the Bands contest for Cancer Sucks. Number 4 came out in 2023, an original 4-piece band from Tulsa with a vibe of both modern and retro. The band's second live performance was at Rocklahoma. Think about that, second. On the Deb concert stage. With only a handful of sports shows in their pocket, they released their third single titled Shadow Life just last month. The same night they got to play the Diamond Ballroom in OKC. Number 4 on the top 5 songs from finalists for the Battle of the Bands contest for Cancer Sucks is Dime Store Riot and Coldest Winter.
You crumble, thought you break, but you stand strong. You've been through hell, but you're still here through it all. Pick up the pieces again. Don't let them get the best of you. Pick up the pieces again. That's all you need to do. Pick up your pieces. They're waiting for you to fall.
Dime Store Riot, Coldest Winter, number 4 on the top 5 songs from finalists for the Battle of the Bands contest for Cancer Sucks. What do you think, Lindsay?
I love this song and I love the lyrics, especially, you could relate it to cancer. You could relate it to relationships. The song is great, and they did a great job. It's a great band, and I think I have actually seen them locally a couple of times.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't seem like the one that goes to a lot of local shows.
Just so happens
to be at the bar she was at.
Exactly. Yep. Coincidentally.
Right on.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a great big thumbs up.
Thank Gimpy. These guys are getting a thumbs up for me, obviously. They're on the list. The only thing I really don't like about them, and this is just my own personal preference, the guy's voice sounds real 80s hair metal, and I've never been a huge fan of 80s hair metal. The music sounds good. You can actually understand the lyrics and the words that the guy is saying, which is all a big plus. However, it's just that certain sound, that 80s hair metal sound that just kind of turns me away a little bit, but they're still solid. Still good band. Still definitely worth the top 5.
The reason Gimpy didn't really like it is the reason I liked it. I like that 80s sound, especially when you can melded into what they've done. If I could give any critique, you got to kill these intro violations, man.
Yeah.
48 seconds is too long. Playing original music is incredibly hard because of audience, right? You got to play to more than just your mom,
right,
or your girlfriend,
your friends,
and so you need to pull people in.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't, unless you're doing some Eddie Van Halen thing, I think you got to be careful going 48 seconds. That's an incredibly long time. People's attention span is 3 to 8 seconds.
Yeah. And
So-
you got 48 seconds, almost a minute. Sometimes that's half the song as an intro.
Yeah. Think about the number of times you've given people a reason not to listen.
Right. Tune out instantly.
Yeah. So that would be my only critique of them. But I liked that they sounded 80s. At least his voice does. So well done. They will not be playing with Hinder, though. Only the top two. So let's move on to number 3 on our list. Number 3 came out in 2023. Hold on, I'm doing things manually here. 2023. Every member grew up in the Salina Locust Grove area.
Ooh.
Every member is a Native American, but they came together to work on this band by complete chance. Typically, the band plays shows around the Tulsa area, but someday they hope to get around a bit. You can hear more of their music from wherever you stream online. Number 3 on the top 5 songs from finalists for the Battle of the Bands contest for Cancer Sucks is Slug Nut and Not Again.
To my eye, now I'm with you. I can see that was a lie. Are you the one for me? Or is it all just a waste of time? Can you say that this is the last time? Do you think that we're gonna be fine? All the vows that we made, suddenly becoming vague. We're going through it again. When is this going to end?
That is number 3, Slug Nut, Not Again, on the top 5 songs from finalists for the Battle of the Bands contest for Cancer Sucks. Lindsay.
This is a thumbs up for me, obviously. I love the energy of this song and the little bit of the roller coaster, the up and down and up and down. And yeah, and the lyrics are great. They did a great job. And I hope they send in next year as well.
Gimpy.
I like them. This song reminds me of a song that you would hear on like a 90s teen movie soundtrack.
Yeah.
Okay. It's got
Has a grunge feel, yeah.
Yeah, it's got that feel to it. And I like it. I dig it. It's really cool. Kind of the first, and I'm probably wrong with using this word, but when it opened up, whimsical was the word that came to mind. Their intro was kind of whimsical. And then it's like, boom, 90s teen movie right there. Good, solid, thumbs up. Not good enough, though.
Yeah, the guitar parts on this I think are really good. Kind of sometimes bands play and they all just kind of play.
Mhm.
You don't get a lot of solo stuff or people trying to highlight something a little different on local music. And I think these guys do this. I think he has a little Rivers Cuomo sound to him of Weezer. And it was a little refreshing compared to some of the other stuff that we got. This one kind of stood out a little bit in terms of the good stuff. And I think once they can afford some good quality recording sessions and can tighten some things up and crisp some of the audio, I think they're going to have a really good sound. And of the bands that we heard of the top 3, the last 3, this one was the most promising to me.
That's fair. That's probably why they're at number 3 and not 4 and 5.
All right. They're not going to be playing with Hinder. Only the top 2 are going to be playing with Hinder. And we actually got a text of somebody that said, do the winners already know, or are they going to find out right now? Hopefully they're only finding out right now. Number 2, who will be playing with Hinder on November 25th at the Canes Ballroom for the annual Cancer Sucks show, came out in 2023. This is an alternative punk band officially formed in Tulsa in 2018. The song is about a stunt that wrestlers have used where they will cut their foreheads and super glue the cut shut before getting into the ring. So when they take a blow to the head, it makes it look like you hit was much harder than it was. Huh. You can watch them live this Saturday at Park Grove Creative Community, and then February 13th at the Whittier, and on November 25th at the Canes, because they're playing with Ender. Number 2 on the top 5 songs from finalists for the Battle of the Bands contest for Cancer Sucks is, I hope we're saying this right.
I hope so too.
Labattee House and Gighead. Oh, you should probably make sure I'm on the track thing to play. That would have been better.
Take the blade from within your mouth. With one hard blow, we'll fake them out. Don't go so deep, you gotta make it last. Go at the hard way for Crimson Mass. Kick hard! Kick hard! Kick hard! Kick hard! Kick hard!
That is number 2, Labattee House and Gighead, who will be playing with Hinder, as they're number 2 on the top 5 songs from finalists for the Battle of the Bands contest for Cancer Sucks. What do you think, Lindsay?
I love it. I've heard them. I gave them a 4 instantly. And yeah, I think they're a perfect fit.
Gimpy?
Bro, this chick's voice is what sold it for me. The band sounds great. Don't get me wrong. But as soon as I heard her voice open up, I was like, well, this is amazing. And she's giggity. So it's just a win-win-win in my book. Definitely worth the number 2 spots, I think. Thumbs up.
Christy and Kobe have been navigating this band for a while, or different versions of this band. If it sounds familiar, this is an earlier version of these guys. Have a band called For the Wolf.
Yes.
And they did our intro that we play every day. I think one of the brothers is in the band too. So they have been grinding for a long time. And this song felt refreshing. Musically, lyrically, her voice, the screaming. So I think this is a worthy, they will rock the stage when they play with Hinder on November 25th. So congratulations to them. All right, so that gets us to number 1 on the top 5 songs from finalists for the Battle of the Bands Cancer contest for Cancer Sucks. And number 1 came out in 2022. 5-piece original rock band from Tulsa, best known for their high energy, sing-along style and live shows. The song is featured on the band's EP Compartmentalization, recorded at the Blasting Room Studios, owned by Bill Stevenson of the Descendants. And I'm sure some people are going to have some things to say when they hear who it is, but we'll address it. Number 1 on the top 5 songs from finalists for the Battle of the Bands contest for Cancer Sucks is the Normandies and Falling Apart.
You said you loved me, but you lied. Did everything to make it right. This time I just wanted you to know I'm giving up. I'm letting go. I never loved you. I wanted you to know. You said you love me, but you
Normandy's and Falling Apart, number 1 on the top 5 songs from finalists for the Battle of the Bands contest for Cancer Sucks. Lindsay.
It's an obvious choice. You're already jamming to this song. It's going to be such a great show. You already know. It's 2 thumbs up.
Gimby.
Bro. I absolutely love these guys. I fell in love with them the very first time I heard them years ago. And then I got to see them put on a show. And that just blew me away. These guys are phenomenal. This is a brand new song that they just put together. And they submitted it. I mean, they could have put in any of their other stuff. And might not have done as well. Who knows? But these guys put on such a great show. When you say high energy, you're not lying. You know, lead singer's all of maybe like 5'2". He's a little bitty guy. Awesome. But he is all over that stage. They do a version of Holiday Road that just is like, holy cow, man. So if you haven't had a chance to see these guys around town before, maybe you've heard the name but never seen them, go to the Cancer Sucks show on November 25th. You will not be disappointed at all whatsoever. People are like, maybe, I don't know. Well, they won last year. Well, do better. It's not my fault these guys kick so much ass. And they're so good. They're so crisp. They're so clean. They don't lag back and forth, sway, in their songs or whatever. So thumbs up. Congratulations, the Normandies.
Mm-hmm. I said earlier that being a local band's incredibly hard. The victories feel small because everybody's trying to get signed. And these Jay and the guy, they don't get discouraged.
No.
This band, I've never seen them have a horrible show. I've seen them a handful of times, and every time I'm like, damn. Yeah. And to keep that up, maybe they don't want the next round. I don't know. I'm sure they do. Never had that conversation with them, but to continue to do that and not, they just want to play and have fun and still put out good songs. And when we hear music, we don't go, oh, well, we can't pick this really good song because they played before. And I totally sympathize with bands that are like, well, they won. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. But we have a responsibility to the people that go to that show that are good. Mm-hmm. Biggest compliment that I can get after this show is the bands. People go, man, those 2 bands you guys picked were awesome.
Yeah.
Even if some of you are like, why that band? And so to me, the bands we picked were the best 2. And it wasn't like we had to persuade each other.
No.
And sometimes there's a conversation of who the top 2 should be. Mm-hmm. We all picked the same top 2 pretty much. Yeah. So there was a complete distance between them.
Yeah.
So Labadie House and the Normandies will be playing the top 5 songs, or we'll be playing the Cancer Sucks concert on November 25th. Sorry, Ron Burgundy did that. So they will be playing there with Hinder, and congratulations to them. We did get a couple submissions that I want to play for you, and I will be the first one to say I don't know, anything. I can't play an instrument. I did call that, though. I don't know anything about music, but these 2 that I picked, and we'll play when we come back, I probably am wrong on. They probably should have been in the list. We'll be back.
Tulsa's morning show continues next.
We'll get a damn trash bag.
But
clear off the tables, and we'll be fine.
Yes.
I'm not saying you have to run the vacuum.
Right.
All right. Just don't make people come in and be like, oh, God. Oh, God. And furthermore, Susan, if it smells a little bit, just spray something. Just spray something in the air. You don't want to walk into somebody's house and get hit with a brick wall of stank. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to be careful, too. Don't go crazy. Right? If you're unloading half a can of Lysol.
Right. You're
covering up a smell.
Yeah.
Right?
Which will reveal itself in
in
little
due
bit.
time.
Yes.
It's not permanent.
It smells like wildflowers and ass.
Yeah. Is it Febreze?
Mm-hmm.
And mold?
Febreze is literally advertised to cover up stink.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which means you have a problem if there's stink in the house. What about a toilet bowl that's got a pink ring in it?
I'm not judging that.
Gross.
It's pink mold.
Yeah.
It's mold
Gross.
Yeah.
in the toilet bowl.
Yeah. That's okay.
Ugh.
Now, I mean, there's a difference between is there sitting urine or like, Mr. Hanky, is he taking
Skid
a little
marks.
swim right there?
There's some rubbing his racing.
Right. Like,
Gross.
previous person was a freckler. I get what you're talking about. Yeah. Dude, that happens, bro. That happens in everybody's house. I'm hoping that you would, at least go in there and take that little brush and whirl around a little bit.
But you didn't.
You didn't, exactly. But I mean, it is what it is. Everybody poops. Everybody has that, whatever you may need a knife for. It's okay.
Bidet, dude. Bidet. Bidet.
Right. I get it. That cleans the skid marks off of your end, but I mean, this is down on the porcelain. I don't think it works like that.
Eat some fiber. What's the strangest type of bird that you'd be willing to eat, such as a shoebill stork? You know what a shoebill stork is, Lindsay?
No.
Look up shoebill stork. Shoebill stork. It will if I remember correctly, this is a very bizarre looking bird. It almost looks human-like.
Got a giant honking schnoz.
It is terrifying.
Yeah.
It will haunt you in your nightmares. And if I remember right, it makes a horrendous sound. A very loud noise. It's not like a beautiful chirping or anything. It's a very loud noise.
Mm-hmm.
The shoebill stork. You see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your pick?
Probably a. What's the one? What are the We call him. My husband calls it a Harry Truman, and that's not what its real name. We see
Dropping bombs?
Huh?
Is it just dropping bombs everywhere it flies?
It's the. Now I can't even think of the real name of it. You see them all a blue herring. Is that what it is?
Blue herring.
Isn't that a fish?
See them all the time on the.
So it's the ones you see in the ponds, and they got the long legs and stuff like that. Yeah.
The heron. Yes.
Great blue heron.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity.
Gimpy?
Can I say big?
Huh?
Big
bird.
Big bird. Okay.
Oh.
If we're going like a legit bird, I'm going to go with the flamingo.
Yeah, that's where I was going. Yeah. I want to see if it tastes like shrimp.
Yeah, flamingo or roadrunner,
true.
one of the two.
Yeah, why not? That sounds fine. Penguin. I'm down for some penguin.
Oh, yeah. Some fricasseed penguin.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about getting, it's cold. It's right there on the ice.
Right.
Who doesn't? Some good penguin. Yum. I'm going to name some dishes. You give me a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being awesome.
Okay.
And 0 being pass.
Okay.
Okay. Lindsay, you're in on this too.
Okay.
Let's start basic, right?
Yeah.
Spaghetti. Lindsay?
10.
Okay. Gimpy?
3.
Okay. Fettuccine Alfredo. You can
10.
You can say 10.
Could I say 11?
Gimpy?
Oh.
What kind? Is it seafood or is it chicken?
This is just the cheese. This is
Just
no
the
chicken.
sauce
No
and noodles?
Yeah.
0.
Okay. Manicotti. So manicotti, for those who don't know, it's a ricotta. Mostly the time it's a ricotta-based filled noodle.
Big ol' honking noodle too.
It's a 6 for me.
Okay.
That's a 0 for me, dog.
Okay. Stuffed shells.
6.
Okay. Gimpy.
2.
Wow.
If that. I'm struggling for a 2, bro.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
Lasagna.
3.
Wow. Gimpy.
Who's making it?
Whoever your favorites is.
It's even my mom's lasagna. That would rank like a 2 or 3 for me. And that's because it's mom's. So lasagna just in general.
Yeah.
That's a 1.
Chicken Parmesan. Chicken Parmigiana.
9.
Never had it.
What?
Crazy.
It feels crazy.
Yeah. So that's going to be a 0 for me, dog.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Chicken. Oh my gosh.
Is it the eggplant and the
Nope.
That one's good too.
That's different.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Chicken piccata. Chicken piccata is the lemon chicken. I know. It's lemon.
Yeah. 7.
That's 0.
Oh my God.
Like we went to that fancy Italian place for the boss that what was it last week, his lunch or whatever. And I'm looking at the menu, I was like,
Mondo's great Italian restaurant.
Mondo's, I respect them and what they do. It's just Italian is not for me. I'm like, I don't know what to get. Everything on the menu had either mushrooms or lemon on it. And I was just like, what's this stuff with the shrimp? Sounds good. I'll eat the shrimp over the noodles, which is exactly what I did.
I mean, I wanted to see. All right, so let's just go with a couple things here because I'm trying to find fried mozzarella.
I mean, that's just deep
10.
fried cheese. But even then, I want to give it like a 4.
Calamari.
10.
Calamari. I'll go ahead and give that like maybe a 6 or something because I've had calamari at other places that's not Italian food.
Bruschetta or bruschetta.
10.
Was that the fancy bread?
It's toast. Most of the time, it's toasted little pieces of bread with tomatoes and olive oil and balsamic and basil.
Yes,
and stuff.
the extremely stale bread that you chip a tooth on every time you eat it. That's a 0.
Let's see. Let's get spaghetti and meatball ravioli.
Lindsay?
6.
Only if it's Chef Boyardee. Which actually his name was Chef Boyardee, but we had to Americanize
Yeah. Give me your rating, Mr. Wikipedia.
1.
Tortellini.
4.
2.
Peppers and onions.
That's it. Like no sausage to put them on,
It's
or
sausage,
anything?
peppers, and onions. It's typically
Like a
4.
bun, I mean, I guess with the sausage, peppers, and onions, I give it like a 3, 4, maybe even.
Fettuccine carbonara.
What's the carbonara part?
Bacon.
Oh.
That's a 5.
What?
1.
Eggplant parmigiana.
Yeah, that's 8.
That's a big 0 for me, homie.
Meatball sub.
Oh, God.
5.
This is getting worse and worse the further we eat.
We just wrapped up our top 5 songs from finalists for the Battle of the Bands contest for Cancer Sucks. Number 1 and 2 will be performing with the folks Hinder on November 25th. Each tickets, CanesBallroom.com, the Batty House, and the Normandies took the 2 and 1 spot, respectively. So congratulations to them. And in the first few years we did this, one of my favorite parts was to play bands that weren't missed the mark.
Yes.
And as I've gotten older, I don't love doing this part.
Why is that?
Because I don't want to discourage people from their art, even if
Fair.
it's not good.
Fair.
Right? And
Yes.
I only worry of doing this.
Some people take criticism badly, and it could ruin everything for them.
There have been plenty of bands that their first album wasn't good, and if they would have stopped there, they would never be the monsters that they are today.
Mm-hmm.
And their second and third album made them huge successes.
Mhm.
Oasis is one of those.
Absolutely.
Their first band, they couldn't get arrested.
Mhm.
Right? So I don't want that to be, that's why I don't really like doing this.
Yeah.
With that being said, occasionally I think it's important for you guys to see behind the curtain and see how we filter through some songs. And so here is one, the band, I'll tell you the band name after. I'll let you judge. So you guys do the same thing, scale of 1 to 5, 5 being awesome, 1 being not good, and you judge it on your own. And so I'll play about, let me see here. Let me set this up. Yeah, I'll probably play about like 10 to 12 seconds, let you judge, and then we'll continue on.
Okay. I like
Okay,
it.
so
I like it.
so here we go. So you hear that, you're like, awesome, right?
Yeah, sounds good. Bit of
Yeah.
an intro violation, but okay.
Yeah, not bad. 10 to 12 seconds. I know what you're going through, King Solomon.
Oh, yeah.
You're trying to emulate Ozzy.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. I could hear it now. I could hear that. Okay.
It's not bad. Keep trying.
Yes.
You only make mistakes to learn how not to do stuff.
Absolutely.
So that's one of them. I won't subject you to the rest of it. This one, however, I may make you listen to the whole song. All 6 minutes and 55 seconds.
We've got time. Let her rip.
This time, scaling it 1 through 5 and judging if it's a 5 or a 1. And feel free to text your answers in. I would love to see what you guys think.
They're coming in too.
You don't get the same privilege of listening to the first 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Guitar 4, singing 0. Sure. So here is this next artist. This is Sad Chad. For clarification, that is part of the song.
That shows up in the lyrics.
It wasn't a bird in the backseat of your car.
Yeah, it happened here, and I thought Gimpy made a sound effect, like he made the bird sound. I was like, "Why did you do that?" And he turned to me and goes, "I didn't. What are you talking about? Why are you cawing?"
You didn't leave your kid in the back seat. Forget to take
You
him
feel
to
that?
daycare.
You feel it? So I just wanted to clarify that. I apologize for interrupting your music, your listening pleasure. Just 6 minutes left. Yeah, I'm not going to do that to you. By the way, I don't want Marvin Gardens anymore being our little intro thing. I want it to be
done. I'll grab it.
I'll also share this with you. We probably did a disservice to this song because I didn't know it was 6 minutes and 55 seconds till just now.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like there's a dramatic tempo change at about the 2 minute and 20 second mark, and we didn't make it to it.
No, we didn't. Why don't we go ahead and fast forward to that, and we can all listen to this part for the first time together.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay.
They could blow us away.
Yeah.
And the weird, cawing in the beginning could just be, them being weird.
Is that a rubber chicken? No. I thought that was Corbin singing. Fair. Completely fair.
You feel that?
You feel that? Do you feel that?
Good.
Thanks. I would be lying if I said I hadn't been doing that voice a couple times at a stoplight. Feel that? Or at night. Okay. All right. So here is, we're going to listen to it past the 2 minute mark. I'm so nervous.
You did flash forward, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what happened. If like, hey guys, come over, I'm going to record a song. No, keep talking. Don't let me interrupt you.
Yeah.
You're right.
May have happened, but I kind of think that this is how, like maybe Trent Reznor's first stuff sounded.
Oh, more than likely, yes.
No, musical genius. And Sad Chad May.
It could be. It could be a savant. We don't know. But
And and I have encountered a lot of artists like this, and they typically go, "Well, it's not serious." Of which my reply is, "Then what are we doing?"
Right. If you're going to enter a contest, you should probably take it seriously. Just my opinion.
Guys, there's something wrong with the single. Is your radio frequency messing up? Submit a ticket and we'll get it fixed in a year. All right, we got to take a break. Thank you to everybody that submitted an entry. Congratulations to Labatt House and the Normandies. They'll be playing November 25th on the Kane stage with Hinder for the annual Cancer Sucks concert. Get your tickets, canesballroom.com.
Tulsa's morning show is coming right back.
These toys are for children.
No, they also have toys for adults.
Like?
Drills.
Right.
Okay.
Big boy toys.
Big boy toys.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And for the big
Beach
girls,
toys.
Yeah. Okay.
Lake toys.
Okay.
Toys is synonymous across the board. Dolls, 94% associated with children, specifically
Yes.
girls.
Okay.
So it's a little bizarre.
A little weird. To each is their own. I'm not going to spend $2,700 on one of those real live looking sex dolls. That's just for
I'll
me.
take the bait. How much would you spend?
Yeah.
What is your top out
My top out
on sex dolls?
If I was to purchase a sex doll, now obviously, yeah, you could go and get one of those $50 jobbies that they always look surprised or whatever. But I would like to have, if I was going to get one, it would be one of those real dolls, right? But I'm not. Maybe $1,000, maybe $1,000, and that's a lot. That's a lot,
right,
man.
I can speak Gimpy. He is not saying he would spend $1,000 on it.
Right.
Okay.
He's saying gun to the head.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Right. Absolutely.
I think if he were going to buy one, that would not be the price point he'd shop at. He's saying if he had like the most,
right,
it would have to be a utopian world. Probably would have had won $1 billion lottery. Like,
yeah.
Well, if that's the case, if I'm winning a lottery, then yeah, I want to get the high end one, man. Spend, $3,500, get everything that feels real, maybe one that's like got AI and can talk back to you a little bit.
If you won the lottery, you wouldn't need to buy a sex doll. You'd have women lined up if you won the lottery.
Not if you you don't trust people and you don't want them around. You think all they want is money.
Boom. That real life sex doll ain't taking me to the cleaners. I'll be taking her to the cleaners, but she ain't taking me. Nay.
Do you take a job as a rich person sex toy cleaner?
No.
How much are we getting paid? That's the real
minimum wage.
question.
Minimum wage.
I'm not getting paid $7.50 to go.
Everybody needs a job
to go scrub out some rich person's sex doll.
Okay, but you get to. Sorry. However, you then get to be in their house when they're not there, like as a house caretaker.
I get to use all their luxuries, so that means I get to drive the cars.
Probably not the cars, but you get to use their house.
I'm out then. If all I get is one room.
No, like they're not there, so you can have the kitchen, you get to do the pool, like whatever.
Absolutely.
When they're not there, you're the caretaker.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be able to sleep in their luxurious bed with their 1,000 thread count Egyptian cotton sheets. You
they're
see what
not.
I'm saying?
Yeah, but they're not putting a futon.
Right.
In your room.
Even then, if I don't have access to all the amenities that you have, we're talking, cars, boats, jet skis, private, planes, whatever, then I don't want any part. I would, if I had access to all that, sure, I'd do it for minimum wage. Why not?
Yeah, young me, access to all that stuff? Sure.
Yeah.
Every job's got hard days. I've told the story. I was a dog walker in San Francisco. The only difference between that job and any other job is I put the crap in my hand. That's the only difference.
Exactly.
Every job has bad things you got to deal with.
Absolutely.
And that one just happens to be the job.
Right. So, it is what it is. But look, I get to throw house parties, when they're gone, invite my friends over.
You're jeopardizing your job at that point.
Absolutely. But, hey, ride the wave while you can, right?
I saw that there's a sex toy, because, I have remote control sex toys, but it's always been like a handheld thing.
Right.
Now they have, it's like an app on your phone connected via Bluetooth, and you can do all these like finger like drawing things on it, then transfers to the sexual device with the woman. And I'm like, that's really fascinating. So then I went down the rabbit hole of weird sex toys.
Okay.
They have a rose quartz crystal shaped phallic looking sex toy.
Okay.
So it's You know what quartz is, right? It's like countertop.
Yeah.
Very similar to granite, except it's man-made. Very shiny, heat resistant, but heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh, okay, I'm the only one that thinks that's weird.
It
Okay.
is weird and probably expensive.
$200. Big T's Rub My Ducky Classic. It is for the bathtub. It is a sex toy that looks like a rubber ducky and has a vibration to it. So think of the bill and all the other angles that are on it. Another one, a vibrator in the shape of a hammer.
Whoa.
Whoa. Really puts the meaning to pound it, huh?
Going to Pound Town.
Oh, God.
A tentacle dildo.
I have seen those.
They're so scary.
Weird looking, right? And I'm like, why?
This is one for guys. I've never seen this before. It has a name. It's called a godemeki. And it is... Good morning. It's the Big Man Morning Show. Time to find out what everybody learned. Lindsay, what'd you learn today?
I learned a gospel singer was almost removed from a Delta flight for singing, but who wouldn't ask for help from Jesus before flying Delta? And the Normandys are the Grey Poupon of local bands. Anything less would be uncivilized.
Gimpy, what'd you learn today?
I learned that politics should be decided via women's mud wrestling from now on. And I also learned who needs melatonin when you can just tune in on a Wednesday at 7 a.m.
I learned that only 209 days till I can confront that asshole. Only 208 days until I can confront that asshole. Only 207 days until I can confront that asshole. Only 206 days to confront that asshole. And I also learned massage therapists everywhere ducked when they heard Deshaun Watson has thrown in the towel. It's Corbin saying, make sure that dishwasher is loaded right.
It's Lindsay. Stop tracking my cycle.
This is Gimpy. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Far too kind.
Oh, my goodness.
Honey, it's special anniversary night. Break out the fine china.
Yeah.
Another one, the penguin.
Uh-oh.
And it looks like a penguin whistling. And the part that would be the mouth of the penguin would apparently be where the magic happens for ladies.
The Satisfy Your Penguin. Oh, hey, look at that. A little bow tie and everything.
The Nerd Climax Dragon Finger.
Oh, wow.
This is a sex toy that goes on your finger, and it is the shape, has the look of a like a dragon's claw. Hey, listen, lid for every pot, whatever you got.
What?
When we were in school, we had a thing. There were like these rubber balls with handles, and you would jump on them, right? And you would have races with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
This